him a trash.
I'd give him a trash, but if you guys want to be nice,
D.
give him a D.
We can give him a D.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a D.
Honorable trash.
I want to be that one day. Honorable trash.
Honorable trash.
Put it on a
Honorable
bumper sticker.
trash.
The following program is rated TV-MAL, TV-MALS, TV-MALSV. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? that was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to This Week in Bullshit. I'm your host, Justin Proper. With me today, our guest of honor. It's been a very long time coming, but I'm very happy to have Enosh, Poindexter Lounge on the channel. Enosh, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Yeah,
I've only had one cease and desist order today so far. So.
Only one. Okay, so that's a step in the right direction. So Enosh, just before we get started and introduce everybody else, you came into my chat a while back, about a year and a half ago, and you were not a fan of me. You came in during the, for those of you who don't know, I used to be Proper Jeremy, a joke account, and I had a reunion with some of the Jeremys who made joke accounts of him. And Jeremy of Geeks and Gamers himself was also on, and he had some choice words to say. One of which was very funny that I enjoyed, just like, oh, so he became Jenny, big surprise. That's one of them. reminds me of some of how my friendship started in high school. Didn't like me at first, but eventually, you know.
You know, it was never that I didn't like you. You know when I first met you?
Yeah.
You remember the night that I first met you on Max's stream?
Yeah.
On Max's stream, the night that Andy Signor popped in, and there was that huge blow up, and I was new to this whole like, hey, we're gonna argue and gripe about each other on the internet thing, and I was literally trying. It was before even I got into all my mess with Andy and all those people. Yeah. But I literally was like trying to have a conversation with it, and like the whole thing blew up, and all of a sudden there was just Justin. Out of nowhere. Didn't know who he was, why he was there. Later, he told me that he didn't even know why he was there, to be honest with him.
Who did?
And you were like, I don't even know why I was there. Honestly,
I didn't know. I really didn't. He just sent me the link because I was in the chat, and then I just stood there like, what's going on? Like,
I know, like you weren't even adding to it. So I was just like, why is this guy here? Didn't know who you were. Didn't know where you were from. And but no, then it was funny because then like I left and like I was in the backstage area there for a while, and then I ended up leaving, and yeah, and so then I ended up seeing you on some different things. I saw you on Max's every once in a while. It wasn't that I didn't like you; it was just, you know, I liked kind of giving you a hard time. You know?
Oh yeah, and somebody had said when you were in the chat that someone had said, should I block this guy? I'm like, no, don't block him. He has an opinion. You know, like, it's not wrong. Yes. If he doesn't like what I'm saying, if he doesn't like that I'm streaming with Jeremy, or that I was a part of Geeks and Gamers and, you know, he's a friend of mine, it's not wrong. It's just an opinion. Like, it's like there was somebody earlier today who had said on Twitter, just, hey, name your Star Wars unpopular opinion. And I said, I like Jar Jar Binks. There, I said it.
Shame.
I said it. I like Jar Jar Binks. And everyone is going to unsub after that. but no, like, it's not wrong because someone likes something. It's maybe what could be inaccurate is maybe the reasons why may not make sense. But if you like something, that's fine, and you like The Last Jedi, but I don't dislike you because you like it.
And
I dislike you because you're
because I have a better taste in Van Halen.
Hagar. Your Sammy Hagar hatred is just appalling.
First of all, I don't have any. Look, I am pro Van Halen in any way I can get Van Halen. But if you ask me what I prefer, now I will always say Sammy's the better singer. Sammy is absolutely the better singer, but better songwriter, more fun, and a better stage presence. Got to go with David Lee Roth. Never count David Lee Roth out.
And at some point, we are going to have that conversation.
Yes.
I wouldn't call it a debate, but I would call it a conversation, because debate has that sort of political. What's the word for it? I don't remember. Yeah, intention of it, or it's implied. Oh, implied that it's we both disagree and we're trying to win. Like there's no right or wrong to that. No, there absolutely is not. And speaking of which, I really feel like there is no really right way to deal with the main topic, except for perhaps just at the very least, hopefully when we get to the Ezra Miller stuff, that's going to be a conversation that we have, not really a debate. We're just going to talk it out. People who are, mostly people don't like Ezra Miller. So sometimes, from the press that has been spewed out, understandably so. But I'm looking forward to hopefully a good conversation. And let's introduce the rest of the panel. And first and foremost, my mom's favorite of all of the people who come on, Rob's Rules. Rob, how are you?
Good, man. How are you? How's everything going, man?
Doing great now that you're here. And now my mom is watching, and she's very happy.
Hi, Mom. I guess she's Mom. How are you? I feel like that movie American Pie. Justin's mom, Stifler's mom. No. Sorry, had to throw that in there. I had to. Yeah.
No, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. And speaking of somebody who is so fine, and thank you for making the thumbnail again, Kai, what is up, man?
Why is he there?
Justin's mom has got it going on.
Nope.
It's all I want, and I've waited for so long. Justin, can't you see? You're just not the one for me. I know
Who's
it might be
now,
wrong,
Justin?
but I'm in love with Justin's mom.
No.
You're using last week's background, by the way. You're using the thumbnail.
No, I understand that. I didn't upload the new one. I will fix that. I will rectify the situation.
This is why this guy is awesome, man. I swear, this guy is so awesome.
Yeah, and it's also why one of the things that I love to do. I love a little bit of self-deprecation. I think it's totally It's healthy for everybody. Everyone should be able to laugh at themselves every now and then, and this is a perfect example. And speaking of speaking of laughing at people, what's up, Phil? How are you?
Hey.
Well, we're not gonna laugh at you right now, but but you always seem to have a good time on the channel, and I'm glad you're doing okay, brother.
See, this is why I get being the tokenized black person, and he laughs at me. I say how it is, love you too, bro. Look,
Lorena has been on the channel well before you have. So
I love how instead of like actually addressing that, you tried to deflect by saying, "But hey, I have another black friend too."
But here's the thing. I
don't just have one. I have two. Right.
Here's the thing. She ain't on here, so I'm the representative of this panel. You're welcome.
Well, thank you again. Unlike a lot of people, I don't just keep track of how many. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because
now it doesn't matter. Just a minute ago it was two. Now it doesn't matter how many.
Oh no. I was trying. What I was doing there was just saying like, hey, like no. Like you can't just say that you're the only black person who's been on the channel. Like, come on, man. Come on.
I was saying that. I was saying I'm. Never mind.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, Justin, just move on. Just move on.
Hey, what's up, Phil, the Keyblade Master, saying hello. Hello, everybody. What's up, man? Keely Chow. Keely Chow is everywhere.
Hey,
Keely is the fucking best. I love Keely Chow. Proper Ron Weasley. Fucking this motherfucker. Moaning Myrtle is a big fan. Oh, man.
That's awesome.
What the fuck?
That's awesome.
Oh,
Justin,
proper Ron Weasley. Okay, so I said once that I hate Ron Weasley in the movies. Like, he's not portrayed very well. And then, of course, a friend of mine just does this proper Ron Weasley with me in that stupid R sweater. Like, it's, and I love it. I love every minute of it. Brightest Day is like very confused. Hi, I guess that was before we went live. What's up, Brightest Day? The lovely Sherry is here. Jenny Godden is here. Jenny's awesome.
Hey, Jenny.
Darius, thank you for the super sticker with the popcorn emoji. This is going to be a good show. Hopefully, it doesn't doesn't devolve into just yelling at people. No, we're just having conversation. So, yeah, popcorn.
I think, not to interrupt you.
Yes.
I think I may have thought Sherry was somebody else.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I think I may have thought Sherry was somebody else on a different platform because she just followed me on Twitter, and I think that I thought she was somebody else, and I may have even messaged her and said, "Hey, I found you." So I apologize if I weirded you out because if that's not true, because I think that I might have thought she was somebody else. No, Cherie.
Oh, okay.
Who's a friend of mine who looks a lot like her.
Oh,
actually.
Okay. All right.
And so if I did that, Sherry, I apologize because I was not trying to freak you out because I'm like thinking to myself, I literally messaged her and go, "Hi, I found you." Yeah,
well,
thinking it was my friend.
Found you.
Well, I found you. Now. We're friends now.
Great conversation starter, I guess.
That was me. Yeah. Whoops.
Whoopsies.
Somewhere she's been telling people for the last month and a half, like, this Enosh guy is really weird. Like
I've been saying that for the last year and a half.
Never even talked to him.
No. Hey, what's up, Zax? Roll Tide. Yes, indeed. I really wish people wouldn't just drive by like that. That's really obnoxious. I don't know if you heard it. Did you guys hear that in the background?
Users?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good. Yeah. So I'm not just. Sometimes it picks it up, and sometimes it doesn't. And I just say "Hey, shut up!" And then everyone's like, "What are you talking about?" What's up, Sentinel? It's been a little bit. Hail to the chat. Hey, hail to you, the Sentinel. That is so awesome. Oh, I forgot. Darius, I owe you a clip. How about this one? Fuck it. We're going to go with this one. I have a lot of shit clips. If you didn't know. Hey, what's up, Stone Cold Jeremy? Thank you for the $5 super chat. Hail Justin in the panel. Hail chat. Hope everyone is having a great week. Cheers. And cheers to you, buddy. And, well, you all know what this means, guys. You all know what this means. And Enosh, I don't know if you've seen this before, but you're going to see it now. And let's go.
She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be driving 6 white horses. She'll be driving 6 white horses. She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes.
Have you seen that before?
Yeah.
That's my jam right there.
He does it very well. When he's had a lot of Broadway performances, and he's been trained.
Is that what that was? Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, he was in M.F.S, but that wasn't a musical. But he was How to Succeed in Business Without Even Trying.
I love that play.
Yeah, I heard it was a good one.
It's funny.
Adam Shawhan is laughing at us. Okay. Everyone's saying stripper Harry, shake it, baby. Adam is laughing again. That never gets old in my eyes, never not go blind. That's amazing.
When Stone Cold gives, you need to give like a Stone Cold clip, you know?
That might be a good idea.
Yeah, you need to, man. You need to do a Stone Cold clip.
Enosh, if I remember correctly, you're a wrestling fan. Which one? Yeah, which one should I do?
Which what?
Stone Cold Steve Austin clip. If I were to do one.
Oh my gosh. You're like, hey, look at this guy's career, this guy's storied career, and like pick right on the spot. Like what?
What's the first thing that comes to your mind as like
probably just a
funny
hell
thing
yeah. Like just any like
hell yeah, is a good one.
Really just good hell yeah. I mean, like
if you can find a nice hell yeah,
yeah,
beer cans and then chugging them, winner. Or
that
a
right
compilation of Stone Cold giving the stunner to what's his name? The old guy that runs the place.
Vince McMahon, that'd be a good one, yeah. Or just a bunch of stunners in general, yeah.
Yeah, and well, when he says cheers, like, hey, swig a beer for the working man.
There's another thing he does is what? He does that often. What?
Yep.
So if someone says something you don't like, you could be like, what? You play that clip. That's cool too.
Oh,
I think that's the bottom line.
Yep.
Because Stone Cold said so.
Actually, I already have a clip for the what.
A what?
There's also the commercial he does with the cold call. You could take the clip when he says, "This guy needs to chill out." You know, that's a good one.
All right. Well, we've already kind of broken the ice a little bit, but we're gonna do that a little bit more because this is one of my favorite segments. We're gonna talk about some of the funny stories that have happened during the week. We're only gonna do a few. Because it's been kind of interesting. But we're going to start off light, and it's going to gradually get more interesting as it goes on. So I got a few selected here. So we're going to start out with a pretty nice one. So a woman won $10 million after accidentally pushing the wrong button on a vending machine in California.
Wow!
And so what happened was somebody accidentally bumped into them at the grocery store and they hit a $30 one, which they didn't intend, and they scratched it off. They're like, okay, whatever. And they won $10 million.
Wow.
That's the universe interfering right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everything happens for a reason. So it just kind of goes to show that every little thing, every little minor, like if you're stuck in traffic and you're bitching about it. I mean, these are the kind of stories that I've heard that prevented people from going to work, like at the World Trade Center when it collapsed. So like those kind of things, everything happens for a reason. And you know what? You should take it more as a blessing than a curse, even though it sucks at the time. What's great about it is that these kind of things can happen and embrace it. So that was nice, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Great story.
Cool.
Wholesome. So let's get into something that us YouTubers would probably relate to. So the Santa Ana police in California, the police officers blast Disney tunes at scene to avoid a YouTube video recording.
What?
So someone comes up because they wake them up in the middle of the night and they start filming whatever's going on. And then they decide, because, they're doing it for YouTube, they decide to just blast a bunch of Disney music from Encanto. So they won't do that because they understand copyright law.
That
was
so be me.
That's funny.
That is funny.
But it was at 11 p.m. at night, so I just did that to myself. I hate it when people say 11 p.m. at night or 5 a.m. in the morning. I can't believe I did that to myself. It's one of my pet peeves.
Wait.
But
does that mean that AM is in the morning?
Like, I'm getting confused for AM radio. That's one of the things I complain about. But I just did it to myself. So, you know what? If I can find the clip real quick, because I just reorganized my clips. Here we go.
Improper.
My bad, guys. So yeah, that's not too bad, right? Not too bad. Not terrible. All right. So All right. There was one other that I wanted to pull up. I want to make sure I'm doing the right one. Okay. Oh yeah, this one. A man beats his roommate with a stick in argument over what a mosquito looks like. Honestly, if this conversation, when it's gonna happen, if it devolves into that, which I hope it doesn't.
Are you telling me I got to put my stick away?
Well, speaking of which, Enosh, the only reason I would do that is if you were this guy on Southwest Airlines who masturbated 4 times mid-flight and called it kind of kinky. And there's a few things about this.
I call it Tuesday.
Okay, so this guy, I read the report. I know, Rob. This is absolutely
kind of kinky,
ridiculous.
not really kinky, just kind of.
Kind of did something for me.
So
I was gonna half-ass it,
On a
it's a
flight?
Wednesday.
On a
Right.
flight?
Yeah,
What
so
the
what
hell?
happened was the guy is on the flight and he asks the woman next to him on the flight, he says he's going from Seattle to Phoenix, which is like less than 3 hours. And he says, hey, do you mind if I jerk it in front of you? And she's like, whatever.
Wait, what? Hold on. He
Really?
asked?
Yes. He
asked the lady next to him.
Yes.
Wait, if you could do that, wait.
And then when he actually started doing it, she's like, wait, no. He says, you already said yes. You can't take it back.
Get it in writing. I need the signature.
No, she said yes.
Oh my god.
Yes. He is banned from the airline for life after authorities say he pushed
I would
himself
think
4
so.
times in front of other passengers. And let me see if I can get the exact quote because it is here in the document.
What the
let's see where the exact quote is. Short of me of the
It's like some crazy stuff.
A person in public making gestures. There it is. Here we go. So they were en route from Seattle to Phoenix. He exposed himself while on the flight, and the female passenger said, "Where's the exact quote?" Witness sitting next to him was interviewed, and oh my god, that's actually really gross. So I'm not gonna review all the details actually, if you read it, but basically he wanked it 4 times. I guess maybe she thought of it as a joke, but then was like, "Oh, you're actually serious." And as soon as he fell asleep, and by the way, he did it 4 times within the first hour.
Wow. That's
and then
crazy.
he fell asleep, and then she went to the flight to just like, that guy's fucking up. So
It must have been a while for that guy. I don't know.
Well, how did she prove that?
She actually took pictures.
What the? Oh my
Wait,
god!
whoa! So
Doesn't that
let
make
me
her an
get this straight.
accomplice?
Let me get this straight. So he masturbated, and she took pictures.
That's ridiculous.
Watch her get sued now. Watch
Yeah,
her sue her
no,
for
she's
taking
taking
pictures without her
pictures.
permission.
Seriously.
Yeah, like
seriously, she's taking pictures of him. There's
well,
something
he's in a
wrong
public
there.
place. He's in a public place, but so yeah, wouldn't
But
would she be an
still.
accomplice? I mean, like
That's
was,
wrong.
was there any other evidence left on the scene of the crime? Probably not after the.
What is there some sticky
The evidence
residue
probably
on the
dried up
seat?
pretty quick.
I was gonna say maybe there's some sticky residue on the seat.
Not after the 4th time. The first couple times maybe, but
He's looking into it.
apparently very intently. Jeez.
Investigative reporter.
He's looking for those pictures. Is what he's doing. He's looking
Here's
for those.
Here's our investigative reporter on the scene, Justin Proper. There's
did
2
he
of them
freeze?
now.
I know. I swear, every single time. How do I get rid of this duplicate?
There's
There we
2
go.
Justin Propers.
Yeah. Now we're done. Where did it cut me off?
Well,
we cut you off at 4, but I mean, like.
Oh man, this is why I talked about the funny stories first. But where did
Apparently you went to sleep after that, buddy.
Yeah,
you
he
don't
went
remember
to
much, do
sleep.
you?
Yeah, he went to sleep, and then I got cut off. That's pretty funny.
I am having so many images in my head right now.
No, don't have images. No, don't.
Please don't.
I blame Justin for that.
What was the in-flight movie?
Biodome with Pauly Shore.
Inquiring minds want to know. Oh my god. She doesn't kink shame. Yeah. But yeah, and she gave him permission. But here's the complicated thing. It is against the law to do that like openly on an airplane. And plus, like, just because she gave permission doesn't mean everyone, like, in the aisle across, you know, maybe there was a kid there that was like, what's going on?
Right.
So, like, that's where that comes in.
I thought he did in the bathroom. I'd be like, all right, you know, it's still weird, but
look,
whatever.
If you do that, if you join the Mile High Club, kudos to you. Don't say anything until afterwards. Don't say it on social media. Whatever.
But her taking pictures, I mean, that's you know, she didn't ask him to do, she just took him. Like, wait a minute, hello, that's got to be an issue there too somewhere.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know.
Watch her get in trouble now. Watch her get sued.
Well, I mean, she could publicize those online. We don't know what she's capable. Who said she's such an innocent person? We don't know. We don't know, you know, seriously.
Well, let's just be real. After hanging out with me, that will no longer be a question.
What?
Thank you, Phil, for joining us.
I was a little confused there.
I don't even know what to say after that.
Either.
The Atlantean for $2 says, "Hail the Justin proper," and hail to
the proper
Atlantean.
Justin. The
proper Justin. Oh well, I even screwed that up. Wow. Well, I don't know. It is what it is. But you know what? Here you go.
She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes.
All right. So let's talk about what was he thinking? He wasn't, but at least he has permission. All right, so we're going to talk about the main topic at hand, something that really that we barely touched on last week, but we're gonna touch upon it this week because it does warrant another.
What are we touching upon? Let's be careful.
No! Stop it! Stop it! No, Rob. It's not what we're doing here. All right, so okay, so
ask Phil. You can.
Oh Jesus! So, oh man, I can't believe you said that. Oh man, we're having a good old time here. No, we're gonna talk about Ezra Miller and the conversation that you all came here for. This was the recent Rolling Stone article where Ezra Miller arrest. In case you forgot, so a little background. He was hit with a temporary restraining order after arrest at a bar. That's actually separate. But yeah, he had an incident at a karaoke bar where in Hawaii, where he lunged at a 32-year-old man playing darts, which we talked about before the stream started. At one point, it stemmed from the karaoke bar where he was yelling obscenities and became agitated when people began singing karaoke at a karaoke bar. Interesting. And at one point, police say Miller grabbed the microphone from a 23-year-old woman who was mid-song. And both of those actions led to a disorderly conduct and harassment offense. The bar owner asked Miller to calm down several times, but to no avail. And he was arrested and charged and released after posting a $500 bail. The restraining order comes in when Ezra Miller allegedly broke into someone's hotel room, which I've heard conflicting reports about because I heard that Ezra Miller was staying with this couple and they had an argument and he said that something about a slut wife. I'm paraphrasing there. And the couple filed a petition for Tuesday for a temporary restraining order against the actor who goes by they, them pronouns. They said Miller was, hold on a second. They said Ezra Miller burst into their hostel bedroom, threatened them, and stole their passport, wallet, and other belongings, which Enosh, you have the restraining order for that.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to bring this up here, and if you would like to guide us through that, because it seems as though that what was funny about that, which we saw earlier, is that there was a headline that said, and I'll bring up mine, was Ezra Miller hit with a restraining order after arrest at Hawaii bar, but that implies that the Hawaiian bar had the restraining order, which was not the case, correct?
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, the two had nothing to do with each other.
Yes. So this is the restraining order, which I don't know how you found it, but I love that you did, and that's fantastic.
Yeah, we had this the day that it happened. First of all, I should be completely transparent. People know that I'm a big DC fan. I've been very involved in the DC community. I do want to point out, though, in no way do I defend poor behavior, things that cause other people harm, or wrongful behavior. That's not something that I would ever defend. I am a defendant of getting the story right, and I am also a defendant of hearing both sides of a story before we just crucify somebody in the public square. That is not to say that Ezra doesn't have his issues, because he absolutely does. There's some things going on here. There's some things going on here that are problematic. Absolutely. Right. But the thing was the Sunday night he had, and I should also make clear, like, I've actually talked to Ezra before. Like, him and I were having a discourse, actually. Yeah. I woke up one day and he started messaging me on Instagram because of my involvement in things and stuff. And I've talked with him, and he's always been pleasant with me. He's always been nice to me. He's actually been very supportive, said that he watched my show, talked about, and I've had some people, just because I haven't just automatically gone, he's guilty of all of this. This is all problematic. Just fire him, because I've literally said, hey, maybe we should let him go to court and have his day in court and talk about what happened. People have tried to make that out somehow that, oh, you're just trying to get him on your channel. He contacted me. I didn't contact him. Wasn't trying to get him on my channel. Wasn't trying to do any of that stuff. He talked about it, and I was like, yeah. But here's the type of guy he is, because this plays into what this is, and this is what I'm saying, is because when I was talking to him about it, he was literally like when I said, hey, yeah, man, you can come on the channel, it'd be great. And he's like, well, whereabouts are you guys these days? Like, he was literally talking about it like he was going to come here. Okay. Mm-hmm. Because he's a different kind of cat. He's got kind of what's the word that I want to look for? Like, he's kind of got like this nomad kind of.
He's eccentric.
He travels from place to place. Like, while he's been in Hawaii, these people who have this restraining order against him have it because he had met them the week before at a farmer's market, and they got to talking, struck up a conversation, got to know each other, and before you know it, like, instead of staying at a hotel, he was staying with these people. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. He's a different kind of guy. He's the kind of guy that, like, literally just hangs out with common people in a lot of different places and a lot of different things.
Personally, he asked me what I was wearing. Did you get the same kind of thing when he was messaging you on the Instagram?
No,
I'm kidding.
No, that's funny. No, that's funny.
Actually did not know that you had a conversation with him.
Yeah,
so
I've been talking.
There's a little more nuance to it.
Yeah, so I just. But I did want to say that because I've had some people like give me a hard time about it, and listen, to me that attacks my character just as a human being and as a person. I do not defend bad behavior, and it's like I've said over and over again in all of our reporting and talking about this. Like I said, we had this police report the night that it happened, and we talked about it. But my point is not that he's innocent of all this stuff, because we don't know. My point is, we're going to read this report here in a second. My point is like, even a restraining order, only tells one side of a story and it doesn't talk about whatever else happens. I could get mad at Jeremy or at Justin there, and I could just go and be like, hey, Justin said this and did this and did this, and they're going to take a police report, right? It doesn't mean that Justin necessarily did all those things or give us the context in which it happened. That's all. That's all. I'm like, because when you asked me here, like, I thought that you knew that because like people have been harassing me literally about this, and I don't care if he's guilty, he's guilty, and he should absolutely deal with the consequences of his actions, just like anybody should, you know. But this was the entire thing here. Obviously, all of the names of the people who signed this have been omitted. And I'll give a little more context to a couple of things here in a second after we read this. But it was said that it was filed on the 29th of March. It says on the 28th, the respondent, Ezra, burst into the bedroom of the petitioners and threatened, saying, "I will bury you and your slut wife."
That's what he said.
Yes. The respondent stole the passport and the wallet, which included social security card, driver's license, bank cards, among other things of blank. The respondent is famous and wealthy. This makes access to weapons much easier, as well as sending associates to harass the petitioner. It's weird.
Okay, so it sounds like the
it gets even weirder.
is
There's even things that hasn't been mentioned yet. First off, I read something about the police, and the police chief said, listen, we saw this guy being creepy. He went to a gas station and filmed someone at a gas station pumping gas. But that's not all he's done. The police said he had not one, not two, not three, but 10 incidences. 10 with your everyday common human being, just like you were saying before. 10.
Not all of them were incidences where the police were called on him, though.
Right, but here's the thing: something's wrong mentally. There's something wrong with you. I don't care who you are. You're following people to a gas station. You're getting mad because they're singing a karaoke song that maybe you don't like. No one is attacking you here personally. He's been arrested because he smoked pot, and he said, well, yeah, I smoke pot. Okay, maybe that's not a big thing to some people, but when you're driving, that's like drinking and driving. You're high. Absolutely. You could kill somebody. It's the same thing as drinking, okay? Your senses and your judgment are off.
Yep.
That's a scary thing.
Yep.
There's other things he's done. There's a video that was out a while ago about him choking this woman. Now, there's a lot of debate. Some people are saying, oh, she laughed and it was a joke, but then even if she thought he was playing around because he's an actor, and maybe he was at first, you hear the people say, yo, like he took it too far. And then we found out she was preggo. So I'm like, he's done a lot of things here. It's not just one incident. It's not just two. Listen, you shouldn't be doing these things anyway. Why? You're an actor. Why are you stealing somebody's wallet? Why are you following someone to you got nothing better to do with your life?
Well, there's also the story that goes that he was staying with these people for a week, and after a few days staying with them, he found out that they started posting on Reddit about private conversations that they were having and personal things about him along the way that led to this. My thing is like, I asked the same questions as you did, like, well, why would he take all this? Why would he do all this? My question is this, like, what is the argument that leads up to this? Because like no argument that I've ever had with anybody started with, I'll bury you and your slut wife.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there's something.
There's two sides to every story.
There's something that led up to that, and like you said, those other those things. Absolutely. If he did those things, if those are charges that are against him, that's fine. Levy those charges. I just find it really interesting though that people are ready to they're ready to fire. People are calling for him to be fired from movies and for WB to totally drop him when literally other actors and actresses have done way worse things.
I so want to get into this.
And nobody calls for their firing or anything where it's been proven that they did. He hasn't even had his day in court to even explain his side of the story yet. That's all my literally my only thing is let him explain his side of the story. If it's garbage, it's garbage. Hey, then deal with
I
it.
still feel like you're kind of making excuses for him just because he seems like a decent guy. Like Rob pointed out, there's been 10 or more positive, but like 10 cases where cops were called, incidences with the police, with regular people. And essentially, if they were posting personal stuff on Reddit, he could just go, hey, you know what? I saw that you guys were doing this.
Sure.
That's really not cool.
Sure.
It's pretty despicable, etc. I'm not talking to you guys anymore and peace out. Instead, he went full Will Smith.
Yeah.
All right. He went
No,
over
he
the
didn't.
top.
He
Used
didn't hit
a
anybody.
shotgun. He's using a shotgun to kill a fly. Like, it's a bit ridiculous.
How did he go full
to
Will
do
Smith?
that.
Will Smith actually assaulted somebody.
Yeah, I'm saying that's
I
overreaction.
actually do wanna-
It's
It's
massive,
overreaction. It's
massive
yelling.
overreaction.
It's yelling and it's screaming. I'll give you that. It's
Okay.
absolutely yelling and
Yeah,
screaming. But I mean,
massive
there's a
overreaction.
huge difference between assaulting
Unnecessary.
somebody and just
Like the
and
pregnant woman?
screaming something at them.
Well,
Like
I
the
think
pregnant
I
woman?
think. Wait, hold on. I think it was.
He has
just an analogy.
essentially assaulted people, so it's not like this is an isolated incident we're talking
but where-
about. We're
okay,
talking
so
about
that's a
If you're
2-second
talking
video.
if you're talking about the Iceland incident, that's even come into question because no charges were filed, and there's
Iceland people are nice.
Yeah, at the bar where he like choked somebody and just threw him to the ground. You can see in the video. This is something that I realized that like she was laughing and smiling and just like
Right, yeah.
But and it was one of those things where it made me think like, is it just a joke and did somebody just film it? Because I looked at the original video and it came from a Twitter account that was suspended. I'm not kidding about that.
Here's
but
And it's a
I don't know
2-second.
if that-
It's literally like a 2-second video. So it's like I know a lot of people have looked into it and they're like, yeah, you know, like, people are saying that he choke slammed her. Like,
no,
he didn't choke slam her. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
and
that's
so-
all. I'm not trying to say that the guy's a nice guy. I don't know him personally. He could be the biggest douchebag on the planet for all I know. Just because I talked to him a couple of times on Instagram doesn't mean that I think he's a nice guy. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. All I'm saying is like so far everything is like circumstantial, or it's all just like, hey, this is my opinion of it, or my opinion of it, or my opinion of it. Where it's like what Justin just said, like no charges. If people are going to come out and say, well, like the cops weren't called on him 10 times. His party called the cops on some people a couple of times because if you watch the TMZ video about him that was from a few weeks ago in Hawaii, where he got assaulted, he didn't react to that person. He didn't push back at that person. He didn't hit them. This girl comes right out and just like pushes him out into the street. And the discussion there was that the bar in question has, if you go on their Yelp, and I mean, this is the kind of thing that we were looking into. This is why I've kind of like gotten to this point, is because if you go on their Yelp thing, now, no matter what anybody thinks about the LGBTQ community or whatever, if you go to that bar's Yelp reviews,
this is
there's all kinds of discussion about there's all kinds of discussion about how people have been kicked out, assaulted, and things like that, and do not feel safe at this place. And he's obviously he's a queer person, and he's got this now. Yeah, he's talking to this lady in a second.
Smith's Union Bar.
Yep. There's a guy here with a stick in a second, or something, or it was already passed. Here he goes to look in. He's talking, and she.
Oh.
It looks like she's telling him to go
And
away.
the police who are here are because his party called the police because they were refusing them entrance, apparently because of his appearance and his what he is.
Oh wait, it turned into Chris Rock for some reason.
So
well, I don't know why it did that, but I don't know if
Chris
if
Rock always sticking his nose where it's not needed. No.
Oh no! Come on.
Here's the other thing about how there's no charges filed.
It does lead me to a clip that I'd like to show you, Enosh, if you haven't seen
What's
it
that?
already.
What's that?
Uh-oh, Richard.
His legs lifted off the
Oh
ground.
my God, that is bona fide badass, man. Oh, you got to keep that tape, Lovin'. It is badass. It really is.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, don't you guys like need it for like evidence?
The only thing that's evidence of is you can take a hit like a champ, man. Seriously.
That's funny. My favorite
That's
so
pretty
far
good.
is Spider-Man.
That's pretty good.
My favorite is the Spider-Man one so far.
Oh, the Spider-Man one.
Oh, so here's the comment. I just want to read this. So the chief said that Miller has been the source of police calls 10 times since March 7th for minor incidents such as filming people at a gas station, refusing to leave the sidewalk area of a restaurant, and arguing with people. It's not clear how long Miller has been on the island.
So this isn't 10 times total. This is 10 times in a month. And that girl, by the way, in the video, she's saying go away. And then he walked in and said something and she came out angry. So based just on body language, he was antagonizing her. And
possibly,
as for the
we don't have any audio from it.
He didn't go inside. I would say though, if
clear.
he pushed her though out, like if she poked her head in there and he had pushed her out, and we saw that exact same video, people would be crucifying him and calling it assault.
And this is why we're having a conversation about it, because
I'm not saying it's right or wrong because I don't know the context of what they were arguing about. I just know that like if somebody is talking to you the exact same thing that she did to him, he hasn't even done that.
All right,
besides the video 2 years ago.
She was wrong to put
I have an example.
She was wrong.
That's all I'm saying about it.
She shouldn't. Go ahead.
Does anyone here watch soccer?
Occasionally.
I'd rather watch.
I don't enjoy it, but I have. Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry.
You're all terrible. But some years ago, 2005, I think it was, when France won the World Cup. Are you all familiar with the Zidane headbutt?
Unfortunately,
during the championship game of the World Cup, Zidane, a fantastic French soccer player or football player for the non-Americans out there, we're watching the video of the game, and this guy is walking, and the guy behind him says something, and he stops, turns around, and headbutts him in the chest. And then
I think I remember that
blew up.
Yep.
So the reason that happened was because the guy said something about his mom, who I think was sick or had just died. And so people, we didn't have any audio for that.
Angelous?
But you know what? When you stop in the middle of a world championship game and you headbutt a dude in the chest, that dude said something. So that girl was so let's apply that same logic to that situation there, where we see him talking to this girl and she's shaking her head and saying, go away. And then she goes inside to get away from him. He follows her with, he's essentially towing legal boundaries by standing just outside and saying something into the building. And then she comes out angry and pushes him away. Whatever he said, we don't need audio to know that he said something fucked up and insulting and demeaning.
To that I would ask though,
antagonizing.
with the example that you give to that, I would ask with the example that you gave, do we now know what was said and what was done?
About Zidane? Yeah.
Okay.
He said something about his mom.
Okay.
Who was I just said?
What? I know. It was a rhetorical question.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Do we know?
Maybe I robot it or something.
No. But do we know what was said and what was done? Right. So the thing is, though, is that in this situation, we don't know that. We can look at it and think, well, that same logic has to apply here. But I'll be honest with you, man. Like, there's plenty of times where, that may be true. But there's a million times when that's not true either. And people are just dicks. And people are just rude. And people are just denying you service. And you're trying to communicate. He's not showing any aggression there. He literally pokes his head and she comes out right at him. I'm not saying that she's right or wrong or he's right or wrong. I'm just saying we can't necessarily, just because one thing was like this definitely happened here, it doesn't necessarily mean that's the exact same thing. You know what I mean? Or the exact same aggression, or like that he said something. Now, if it comes out, now that's something that happened like a few weeks ago. Like that wasn't even the incident that happened at the bar that he got actually arrested at. He didn't get arrested there. The girl didn't get arrested. They called the cops on her. They didn't press charges apparently, but they ended up leaving or whatever. The place that he got arrested at, he didn't assault anybody. They said it was disorderly conduct. There's been all kinds of stories different about the karaoke thing. But as far as that goes right there, I mean, when you look at that, I get it. I get what you're saying. Okay. I get what you're saying.
Honestly, like body language is very important to animation. It's absolutely necessary to understand body language.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an animator, and what you said that a million other times it's not true. Absolutely false. I like the logic of that situation is she walked away. She walked into the building. Everything that you can see there is him antagonizing her. He doesn't need to be aggressive to be insulting and demeaning and to be coaxing a reaction out of her.
Could she have said something to him inside the building?
She came out after him after he walked up and poked his head in and said something.
Could she have been talking to him from inside the building, though, and said something derogatory to him that had him lean in further since he was literally out on the street, and him lean in and then her come out at him?
Okay, let me pose a question to you then.
About this.
That's what I'm saying. We
can argue about this all day. And
that's what I'm saying.
A matter of fact is, well, Kai, I think what Enosh might be saying is, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that, again, it's all speculative and we don't know what transpired. I don't think that there's any record of what exactly transpired there. However, I think there's one important thing that I think that we might be kind of glossing over, is that there is sort of an impression of a pattern of behavior that could be associated with
that's what I was trying to say.
With these sort of incidents. And I don't look, I mean, and the only thing that I can really think of is, a lot of these incidents happen at bars, and that's when he usually gets into trouble, is when, he's either going into a bar or he's at a bar and he's like choking someone or like having fun, or somebody is filming him. Hold on, guys.
Yeah.
I do have a theory when it comes to this, is that I think, and I could be very wrong about this, I honestly think that Ezra Miller, being in the spotlight that he is, any little incident that might occur, and maybe people antagonize him, or he's just very outspoken and that gets him into trouble, that gets him into arguments or something like that. I'm thinking that maybe, I'm not 100% sure, but maybe he might be suffering from alcoholism or something, or something like that. And I can empathize with that, because my family has had a history of alcoholism where things just happen and you don't mean it to happen. Like incidences, for me, like if I was like if I was like high profile when I was in college, oh my God, every little mistake that you can possibly think of that I made would be just, you guys would think it so differently of me, but people evolve, and I wouldn't be the same person that I am today without having gone through that and realizing that I was a big fuck up, and realizing that, hey, maybe this kind of behavior and like these things that you don't necessarily think are like that bad, maybe they're worse than you think, based on other people's perspectives. And definitely the high profile celebrity aspect of Ezra Miller, being a huge factor into how he might be dealing with this. I mean, sometimes, fame is not good for everybody. So it might just be me, but maybe he's just, and there have been reports on the set of The Flash, I don't know how true they are, that he had a lot of outbursts and was quote unquote losing it. I really do think like based on
deeper and unhealthy going on.
There is, yes,
Justin
absolutely.
I absolutely agree with that. I will say this too.
You roboted real quick.
Oh, sorry. I said I will absolutely agree with that. There was something that was sent to me the day after the arrest incident by somebody that I 100% absolutely trust, somebody who I absolutely know would probably have some insight into some things. I don't think it's substance abuse. necessarily. I think that it's probably exasperated by substances because they're happening at places like bars and things like that. But there is something going on in his life personally there's a reason why he's in Hawaii. Okay, there's a reason why he's kind of like away from it all and kind of like on this thing. So according to this person, so that's his personal thing. I don't know if that's true what was said to me, but if it is, then he's really hurting and there's a lot going on. And maybe that's why I come across maybe as defending him more than I'm trying to defend him, because I'm really not trying to defend him.
Yeah, you
I'm
are.
not trying. No, I'm not. I'm not trying to defend.
You know why? Because when we're looking at that video, I was looking at their body language and series of events and deducing from it. You were saying, yeah, but it could be anything. It could be she could have said something. You never know. You're literally just speculating wildly to make excuses.
I'm not, dude.
She
came out and pushed him, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. I totally respect you as an animator. I totally respect you as an animator, but I also know too, dude, there are many times when you see a piece of video like that, it is not what you think it is until you actually hear what's going on. You actually hear what's said. You don't know what she said or how she acted inside that room or like why he pokes his head in to like just do this. You don't know why until you have all the information.
You don't know why. That's all you're saying.
Exactly.
You're just
you don't know why it happened.
Well, we don't know. That's
all we see from that is she literally comes out and pushes him. He's not even inside. She comes out and pushes him. She comes out and pushes him out into the street.
But that's literally the only thing you're talking about. You're not meant. I delineated both of their body language.
What else in that video? He's literally standing there with his hands in his pockets, man.
Yeah, and she's saying go away. She's clearly leaning away and walking away from him, and he follows.
And do you know what the report was? Was that the guy who was standing there with the stick was calling him a queer slur, and she was repeating it, and she was pressing that, saying that they were not going to serve them and that they were not going to be allowed in because he was queer.
Wait, do you have that report, by the way?
No, I don't. I don't have that report. I don't have that.
Can I just? I'm actually curious because I actually didn't know.
That's what's been reported about that video.
Can I just say something?
Is it on the? It's on the TMZ article, right?
I don't know if it's in the TMZ article or not.
Can I just say something because I haven't got to say it?
Yeah, I want to hear Rob.
Rob, go ahead.
Stuff. So first off, okay, I covered the Johnny Depp Amber Heard stuff. So first of all, let's talk about the company, the WB. Who do they hire? Ezra Miller, Amber Heard. What does Amber Heard do? She claims that Johnny Depp beat her. There's been no evidence of this. It's just an allegation. It's been proved that this woman has lied. I've done video after video after video after video. There's been photos, recordings of her admitting that she hit this man. She never says it was in self-defense, nothing like this. The WB defends her. They keep her in. They have no problem with her. Now that the community has stepped up and said, we've heard everything. We've seen everything. We've seen body cam footage from police officers. We've heard recordings. What is the WB? Now they want to back out, but now they're involved in the case. It's too late. They don't want the public to know that they picked her in the movie. But wait, I got more.
Wait, hold on, Rob.
Ahead,
Black Angus said probably listening in the tub. and by the way, before you continue on, I forgot to say this a while ago. This was a very interesting conversation. Angelous Draven, thank you for joining us.
Now there comes to a point. Sorry about that. There comes to a point.
Go ahead, Rob.
You're a human being. You're an adult. Grow up here. If somebody's keeping you out of a bar and that's the situation, let's just say it is. It could be. You know what you do? You sue the bar. That's what you do as an adult. You say, okay, you know what? That's fine. You want to keep me out? No problem. I'll see you in court. Take him to court.
Yeah, especially
I agree. But if you're having a 2-minute conversation and you're like, why are you're just questioning it? Like literally, it's like that. Like it's really easy for us. And it's not just this. Not just this. I'm talking about a society.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
We're living in society, man, where it's like we look at the shortest little clip
judge.
Or the shortest little video. We go, well, if I were there, I would have done this, this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
When in reality, many times in our own families, arguments that we have, things that we have, like a lot of us have been in a whole lot worse with our kids, with our, with our family, with friends or whatever. and it escalates, and then after the fact, maybe because we have the benefit of the doubt with somebody or whatever, we're able to say, well, hey, I didn't get it, and it wasn't filmed, and it wasn't broadcast and talked about by a million different people in a million different ways over the internet and TMZ and everything, right? That it's like, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's like,
well, maybe if he'd have private messaged me, I'd be enamored with him making excuses too. But
why isn't somebody doing something about it? Why isn't a family member? Where's his family? Where's his friends? Where's someone saying, hey, bro, you need some help? I'm going to come help you out.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes when you're in Hollywood, you are surrounded by enablers.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, how many times have we had a video of something and then not too long later we get the rest of the video or more stuff comes out? Like you see part of the picture now, and who knows, there could be, something else down the line that comes out as well.
Oh,
it happens all the time.
I got it.
Okay. Yeah. We have the bot. There's a bot that's there right now, and that's. Thank you for showing up. By the way, thank you for the quick view, and this gives me a very good excuse to play this clip if I can fucking find it, because right now I can't. I don't know where the fuck it is.
So the furniture came into the life. Okay.
No, I don't have the clip. The clip just disappeared.
Oh,
damn it!
You need to rename it in all caps.
Oh, here it is. Get
that guy out of here. That guy right there. Are you listening to me, Mr. Security Man? That
guy gone. Did you appreciate that, Enosh?
Absolutely. There's been a few people that I would have loved to have said that to from stage.
Get that guy out of here. Wait, on stage?
Dude, you know that I've literally spent my entire 20s and 30s touring, and I was the band leader for a Grammy Award winner, right?
I did not know that.
I'm not full of bullshit like a bunch of other people.
No, I didn't know that you. Wait, so you won a Grammy? I've
been the band leader for a Grammy Award winner and toured, and yeah, dude, I'm still a musician.
Wait. So you were a band leader. Like, did you win the Grammy or like?
No. I was the guy who put the band together and led the band that.
Like an agent.
I wasn't the agent. No, I was contacted by the manager. I knew the manager of the guy, and I was contacted to put the band together and to lead the group.
So you won a Grammy?
No, I did not.
I'm understanding your role.
He didn't win.
I was the leader of the band. It was not a band. It was a singer who was a Grammy Award winner. And I was asked to put the band together and lead the band for that person, and we toured.
Got you.
And
Plus,
I've been in my own bands and stuff over the years. That's how I got that gig. Was they had come out and seen my band, they knew what we did and all that stuff. And I was
that makes a lot more sense.
And I was a fan of the guy. Yeah, sorry.
Makes a lot more sense.
If you wouldn't mind, you could just message me. Just tell who. But I'm very curious now.
No, dude. Yeah, trust me. There's been plenty of days when there's people who are rowdy and crazy, man. You're playing and people are drunk and crazy and doing crazy stuff, and you know
you're just like, get this guy out of here. Like he's messing things up.
It's a good night when you show up to the show and you're setting up in a place that's actually like for all ages, and it's like a restaurant and a like a lounge bar at the same time, and one half is like a restaurant, one half's a bar, and there's some drunk girl already there at like 6 p.m. flipping upside down and showing all of her stuff to everybody. You know it's going to be an interesting night already.
Oh! Trust me, when you see it at a casino and you have to call security, I totally understand that. I work at a casino, so I deal with that every single day too. I had to call security on somebody who was yelling obscenities in a language I couldn't understand because they basically destroyed the register. And was just like upset about something. They're like, and then, they were arrested and was taken across the street to the jail. Literally, the jail is right across the street from the casino, which is so.
It's a good place for it.
Exactly. So I totally understand. When incidents happens, but rarely in this casino where a band plays do we have to actually I don't think even once did any band have to point out somebody and have them kicked out because most people are very well behaved.
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak for all Ohioans because some audience members.
Ohio's a totally different thing to itself. Right?
Well, so is Michigan. So, F you. I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. Like, again, like I always joke, like you're one of the few Michiganders that I actually like, but.
Well, hey, my drummer is from Ohio, so there you go.
Hey, all right, cool. But it's only the sports things that really matter. Like, it's really like the two. Like, we argue over college sports, like college football, because let's face it, our NFL teams suck so much. I mean, the Bengals, they got to the Super Bowl. That was awesome, but in general. Like,
well, that's why I wore this hat, was just for you, Justin.
Oh, the Michigan hat.
I haven't worn this hat in forever, and I told my wife, I said, "Hey, I'm gonna wear my Michigan. I'm gonna pull out my Michigan hat."
I wasn't gonna say anything.
It was specifically out of love for you and respect for you, Justin. Just you, buddy. Because you know what's great about a Michigan hat is you turn it upside down, and it's a W.
It's a W for Wombo.
Wisconsin.
For Warrior. I mean, Wario.
Wario.
So, back to the Ezra Miller thing. Is there something that we might have missed? Like, because my thing is with I think I already said it before, but I genuinely think that Ezra Miller does get himself into some of these conflicts because he's going to bars, maybe he's a little too drunk,
stupidity,
and things just sort of happen. Rob, like,
I do have something I want to.
With all due respect, I know you're my mom's favorite, but I will say though that it is very much a circumstantial kind of thing, and maybe if anything. If I can bring it back to somebody that we all know and we all love, and we've all pretty much forgotten all the shit that he's done. Robert Downey Jr.
Mm-hmm. I knew you were going to mention him.
Robert Downey
Jr.
There was a story that I heard about him going into somebody's house, coked out of his mind, breaking into it, and then sleeping on their bed without them knowing. There's a bunch of there's so many stories about Robert Downey Jr. when he was on drugs, when he was drinking too much, he was doing a lot of cocaine and heroin, and look where he is now.
Right. Did you see the video I mentioned to you, Justin, about Ezra? Therapy video?
Oh no, I watched that. But basically you could summarize it in one sentence.
Yeah, it was pretty much that he has mental health issues and needs help. It essentially was the long short of it.
Well, that is again all speculative. Yeah. It's either there are some mental health issues that he has not been diagnosed of, or something, or he might just be an alcoholic and gets himself into trouble like I used to. Because there are so many times where I said a lot of shitty things and made a complete ass out of myself. And this is the first time I'm mentioning it on air and really to anybody that I was a big fuck up. And luckily, I've been able to at one point just, had an epiphany of just, do I really want my life to be like that? No. Right. But a lot of people don't know that because I'm not a public figure. Well, I mean, YouTube, but that doesn't even count, really. Does it really count for any of us? I don't think so. Maybe we're smaller YouTube channels.
But
like even with Enosh, with like 10K subs and plus, not real. Does that really count as a public figure?
It can to somebody. It can.
I was asking Enosh.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm sorry. I'm
just
sorry,
here.
Rob.
Hold on. There we go.
No, you're okay. You're okay. But I want to go on.
But listen, there's like people that you don't realize that'll come to your live stream or may come to watch a video that you put out. And that to them means a lot. And I know you don't think that, but I can tell you when I play. So I had one guy write to me on Twitter, said, listen, could you please play a game tonight? Because I'm very depressed. What did I do? I said, hey, I'm going to go play a game. I went on. The minute I went on, he was the first person I said, thank you. Because when I watch you stream, I feel better. So if I know that one person, two people, three, that I could stream and they look forward to it and it makes their lives somewhat better because they're miserable or they're going through hell or they have no one to talk to, so they come in the chat or whatever. Yeah, maybe you're not a big public figure to the world, but you don't have to be. How many of these actors and actresses and rock stars actually reach out to anybody normal? Seriously. You know, they reach out to people who are sick. Yes. Okay. Charities. Yes. But a normal person like us who might be suffering, come on, they don't care. They're like, hey, you're fine. Meantime, you're not. How do they know you're fine? There's a guy who I thought was fine and is not here anymore. So you don't know. You don't know what one video or one live stream can make for a person who's going through stuff. And I can tell you, it's honestly true. I've gotten DMs on my Twitter. I've gotten messages on my emails. I'm not going to say names, but I have gotten it. I've heard their stories and I've heard horrible things that they've gone through and survived, which is incredible. I couldn't believe the things I've read and what they've told me on a personal basis. So who am I? Am I anybody big? Do I have 100K, a million? No, I'm not no one big. But if you make a difference to one person,
exactly,
that right there is a gift. And when you said things happen for a reason and fate and all that, like the woman who hit the machine and won the millions, listen, maybe you're here for a reason you don't even understand. Someone's watching right now, doesn't comment, doesn't say anything, but you make them laugh or you make them feel a certain way. And every week they look forward to you. And if you're not there, it sucks for them because they look forward to that. I'm just saying.
Exactly. And even though there's only a few people watching this stream, you know, it's like that story that when I was in the Boy Scouts, my scoutmaster told me about, like a bunch of clams that were washed onto shore, and he told the story of a guy who just chucked them back into the ocean, and there was a guy who was saying to him, "Why'd you do that?" You know. Like, well, it makes a difference because, you know, they washed up on the shore, they can't breathe. And so chuck them back into the ocean and they can breathe again and they're fine. It's like, but you can't do that to everyone. Well, you can't make a difference to every single one that washes up on shore.
Sorry.
I love Maya. She's great, but not right now. Not right now.
I told her go inside. No, sorry.
No,
Rob, check the private chat.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Anyways, so this guy just throws a bunch of clams into the ocean, back where they belong, so they can breathe again. And the guy goes up and says, like, you can't make a difference to all of them. And then the guy says, yeah, I know, but it makes a difference to that one. And so while you can't on an individual level help everybody, if you do it for just one person, it does make a difference. And helping somebody goes a long way because you never know what that person will be able to accomplish, especially after some little thing that you can do, like even saying like, hey, it's going to be fine. Like, look, everything's going to be okay. And when I was a kid, you know, all it would have took was one person saying like, hey, like if it was like if I told 11-year-old me that I would be on YouTube monetized and, you know, people would tune in for whether big or small to hear what I had to say or would to hear what other people had to say or the people that I got on the panel had to say about whatever it might be. just because for whatever reason, I would have said, fuck off, old man, you fat fuck. Like, what are you talking about? But at the same time, I would also been like, wait, are you really me? Like, is this really what I become? Is this something that, like, is this really possible? And I could say to myself, yes. And fuck you for calling me fat, you dumb fuck. Stop eating those all those damn Twinkies, like you idiot, or something like that. Like, I don't know, just to have a little fun with that.
And that's what's happening here. That's what's happening. Listen, we don't even know Will Smith. People like jumping down his throat. Okay, what he did was wrong. We got that. But there's something here not right. There's something going on. It could be him and his wife. He found that she cheated. He's got all this pressure. It could be anything. We don't know. Because he can't say it's money. He's got money. So just because people have money doesn't mean that they don't have life problems. Look at Robin Williams. Williams, okay, there's an example. How about I forgot Kurt Cobain, okay? We don't know. There's wrestlers,
Whitney Houston,
Whitney Houston. Yeah,
the list goes on and on.
Exactly.
Britney
Spears. That was just my mind. You're correct.
I know. I heard it. You, bro. Hey, Justin, on my screen, I've got a picture of you.
Oh no.
So.
That's great.
Oh yes.
That's
man,
funny.
sometimes my stomach is like an untuned drum.
That's great.
Enosh, do you kind of get that? Like when it's not like stretched out enough? I don't know. Never mind. You're not a drummer.
I thought you just meant from the sound. Like,
you know what? Somebody.
Yeah, it's like boom, boom.
Somebody needs to reach out.
I don't know.
Somebody needs to reach out.
A snare drum, maybe. I don't know.
Just let you know, Will Smith is getting help. It just came out today that he's seeking help about what he did. And I don't know if anybody knows that, but he is seeking help. And Miller needs help too.
And that's and honestly, Rob, that's all I'm trying to say. Is that all these outlets are reporting, well, he's this, he's that. People are calling for him to be fired. Like, I don't see many people just going, hey, what's going on in his life?
Right, yeah, true. Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
it's sensationalized over the top. And like I was saying, everybody's speculating over, oh, well, obviously he was wrong for this and he was wrong for that. But like, what's going on in his head?
Well,
like,
that's why he needs to be taken out of that community, number one. He does need to come out of Hollywood, number two, because there's pressure there and they need to uphold a certain image. He needs to get out and he needs to get help. If he can get the help he needs from a professional.
And I agree with that.
Then come back.
100% agree with
Come back. But right now, he needs to get out of there. He's going to have Hollywood's breathing down his neck. Warner Brothers jumping down his throat. The public is jumping down his throat. He needs to get out of sight. You know what happens when you're out of sight? You're out of mind. So he needs maybe a year, maybe two, get the help you need. He needs friends, family to support him because right now he's a menace to this community. And you know what? As an adult, you need to know better. You need to know better. Why? Go with your own community. Have an entourage. Have some security with you. You know, you're an actor. You have money. He's been in the Justice League 2, Flash, which is supposed to come out next year. The WB series, you got money. We don't have money here. We don't have the money you make. Have a secure bodyguard with you. And that way, there's your proof. You want to know what she said to me? Ask him. He was my bodyguard. He was there.
Well, the person who reported it was the person who was there.
I'm saying if he had somebody with him and he had a bodyguard or two with him, he wouldn't be running into these troubles. He's going off on his own, wandering around like he's a normal person. That's fine. That's great. I'll give him credit, but not to be menacing the community, not to be messing with the community. That is the wrong thing to do. It's the wrong. Be nice, be cool. Hey, what's up? What's going on? To interact with the community. It's not, what he's into. Who cares what if you're LGBT or what? That's irrelevant.
Oh,
it's who you are. Doesn't matter what race, creed, gender, religion, what you believe in. I don't care about none of that. None of that means anything. It's the person you are. And he's creating his own self-image. He's destroying himself. The guy needs help. He needs family, friends, whatever. Help this guy out. He needs to get out of Hollywood. They need to let him go, replace him for now, and make a comeback. Downey did it. Why can't he?
Have you seen the video? Have you seen the video of him in the bar the night that he supposedly did all that?
I didn't see. No, I didn't even know there was a video. I only saw the choke video.
There's video of him in the bar that night watching karaoke. He's literally getting people drinks. He's sitting there peacefully, like filming people watching, or
Can you bring that up because I've never seen that?
Yeah, I sure can.
Yeah, I'd like to see that too.
Yeah,
the people on the stage must be very bad singing.
Well, here's the thing. The thing about him apparently not liking the song or whatever. That was again people adding to the story. Well, like apparently he didn't like the song, and so then it developed into, oh, he didn't like this song, so he knocked the mic out of this girl's hand. Which he didn't knock the mic out. It was said that he took the mic out of a girl's hand.
He took the mic, yeah. He
took
the mic.
And so that's what I'm saying. Like these things get like these little things added to it, here and there. But yeah, so there's an actual Twitter page called Mad Goose Wizard who was there that night. Who also has been defending him as a friend, and said that they were the person actually who called the cops on the. Hold on a second. Hold on.
I could see him filming people.
There's actually more video here now.
Studying
Hold on a
for
second.
acting, but
okay.
I don't think he's good enough of an actor.
Okay, so
Wait,
let me.
wait,
so
what was it?
so this
Wait,
is
hold
actually
on,
something
hold
that I
on, hold
haven't
on,
seen
Enosh.
as something of him being positive. Hold on. Yeah.
Okay, Enosh.
Go ahead.
Before you bring that up, Kai, what were you gonna say?
I was saying that the whole thing with him recording people, I could see that as like an actor, as like a study of people. Like that would make sense. It wouldn't be creepy if he's as an actor going like recording people. He's like, I have a bad memory and I'm high all the time, so I'm not going to remember. But I can go back and see like people and how they behave and how they move and act and stuff. So that's reasonable. But I also don't see the results of any of that in his acting. But as for the recording thing, it's not as creepy as I think from an actor. Not as creepy as people really make it out to be. People watch all the time as an animator.
Creepy, yeah.
I don't record though because it's creepy.
Okay, and thank you.
That's funny.
That got me. That was funny. Good. Baby Outlaw, thank you for this. Proper is actually right. Most people jump to conclusions and don't really think about it in a nuanced way. People have a binary perspective these days. It's very easy to write somebody off, but that's kind of what Enosh was also saying, and that's what inspired me to reach out to the group chat that Enosh was a part of. And I thought about Enosh, messaging you directly and saying like, hey, you disagree with some of this that's going on. Would that be cool if you came on and did this? But you reached out to me and you wanted to be a part of this, and I want to thank you very much for this, because again, I don't just have on people that I don't trust and don't respect on an equal playing field. Which anybody who I have on, what was that, Rob? Come on.
What was that?
She's like, that's no. I'm being serious here, though. When I say that it did take you, Enosh, to get that thought in my mind. I'm like, maybe just demonizing people isn't the best thing to do. Instead, perhaps thinking about it from their perspective, because even though they are celebrities, even though they are high profile or public figures, maybe there is some sort of nuance to this. Maybe there is something else, something greater to this that we're not understanding, because we don't understand everything that celebrities go through. Some people just, the reason why Ezra Miller, wanted to.
But don't do this then. Don't become a celebrity. If you know you can't handle something, bail. Like say, okay, you know what? This isn't for me. I can't handle this paparazzi. I'm gonna bail. I'm gonna do my movie or whatever, and then when I'm done, I'm out. Like that girl did who played Batgirl. I forgot her name. Rosie. I forgot her name.
Ruby Rose.
Ruby Rose. Yeah, she bailed. She's like, listen, I can't handle this. I'm having problems mentally, and maybe I don't understand it. Maybe others don't understand it. But for her, she did the right thing. She could not handle the workload. She could not handle the paparazzi. She couldn't handle all the YouTube videos and all this stuff. And it was just getting to her mentally. She did the right thing. She bailed. What's the big deal? She made the right decision, whether we agree or not. It's her life. From my perspective, I think she did the right thing. So what? She left. It was a decision she couldn't handle. She's like, you know what? I need to be a normal person. I can't handle this. This is not for me. And sometimes things are not for everybody. How many people pick a career and they're like, man, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. I got to do something else with my life.
But what if you love the career you're in, but people won't leave you alone? Like you have a boss that's just an a-hole, and like, is that your fault? Should you just leave that career, or should the people around you be better?
You could leave the company. I mean, if the boss is an a-hole, you could just leave the company, stick with your career, and do something else.
Yeah,
you know,
I think the problem with being an actor is people who are artists. They really love, like, I don't care how many people were a-holes to me or kicked me out of a bar or whatever. I would never stop being a musician. I would never stop doing what I am. I'm also a minister.
Can he do Broadway? Maybe he could do.
I mean, Perks of Being a Wallflower. That was pretty low key, aside from Emma Watson, but
no.
Yeah, and that was a good movie, but I feel like that was also, one of those movies that brought him into the limelight, and I felt like Ezra Miller was being full Ezra Miller. Like, that was not a character, per se. That I felt like I was watching quite a bit of him as a person there.
And the truth is people are just really super opinionated about everything, and they will try to put that off on you. Like, we're just talking about right here, right? So we're all small YouTubers, right? We're all YouTubers who just do what we do. Like, literally, I have a clip, like, just like you have drops, right? I have a host of people who all come on with me and whatnot. I had a guy, honestly, started, like, harassing me, giving me a hard time, sending me stuff.
Oh, the other night?
Dude, this person is doing, like, all kinds of crazy
He was on your
stuff.
panel?
Yeah, he's been on my panels before. He's been on my channel, I should say, before.
Is it the guy that you're talking about that I came into and they were just like, oh my God, why do you keep bringing this up? You're saying the same thing. Is it that guy?
No. That was, I think that was something. I don't remember what you're talking about right there. I don't, maybe,
it was the other night.
I don't know. It might have been. But like, this guy was just like, this guy had been harassing me. It was somebody who used to literally support me, like was great for the channel. We did giveaways, supported the channel and everything. Now they're off here doing all this other stuff. So we did a watch party talking about doing something just for him. Weird. There was a movie that just he loves that, like, and like, I don't want to get too much because especially after today, I'm just because of what happened today. But I'm just trying to get my point across. Because like you were saying, like, you try to do things for people, right? There is a low-key movie that he loved and talked about in my chats all the time. So what did we do? We did a Twitch watch party for it, right? He brought him on. He came on, talked about his love for the film, did all this stuff, right? Months later now, he's literally giving super chats at all these other places, telling people I'm a horrible person, telling people that, like, I'm all these things and stuff like that. Makes fun of the fact that I'm a minister, like just like all this stuff has nothing to do with anything. Has nothing to do with anything. But like, literally is just like, we'll give people, like, I wrote a song. I did a song for the Snyder Cut stuff, right? It was just it was literally a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing that I did. This guy was literally paying super chats to other channels to play my music video that I shot for this thing on there to mock it in the chat. So this dude does this.
Ridiculous.
This guy like supported you, like, and just sort of
gave me money. He gave super chats to the channel.
It was big source of manipulation.
I'm not saying all that. I'm not saying all this. I think the guy really liked me, but the problem is at some point he snapped because I had a difference of opinion with him over a movie. Over a movie, and it spun him off into this whole other thing.
Wait, hold on, Enosh.
I kid you not.
Which movie?
It was
TLJ.
Well, no, it was.
that's an easy one. That's an easy one. Was it that? Was it Justice League? What movie?
Well,
what movie?
Since he's gone off on this whole thing hating Justice League too, and so now that's his problem with me. But it started off as a whole other thing. But the funny thing about it is though is that I have a clip. Nobody even knows who he is. Nobody, nothing. And I literally play this clip where he said, while he was on, he goes, "Now don't laugh. This is genuinely serious. Nothing about him. Nothing about nothing. been playing the clip. He apparently took that seriously. Tried to tried to issue me a
no
cease
audio.
and desist letter. I haven't played the audio yet. I'm sorry.
Okay, not that clip that you're talking about.
No. He that was what I was showing you about the Ezra Miller.
Miller. Yeah,
so I would play this clip. Like never called him out on it. Nothing. Like people who know him know who it is. But it was literally just a funny clip from when he came on. He literally tried to like hit me. He didn't even make an actual cease and desist. He literally emailed me and like tried to make it out like it was official and all this stuff and like made all these points and everything. And he's like, you need to stop this. I demand that you take this down. And I'm like, dude, leave me alone, man. Stop harassing me. Stop. Leave me alone. And I'm nobody. Nobody knows who I am.
You may need a TRO. I mean,
right? I don't know.
To stop the emails, to stop, going to your chat. You may need it.
I'm just saying, this guy's not even. He's not near me. He's in another country. He's in
But still, it's harassment.
I know
it's harassment online.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's bullying online.
Am I still? But that's what I'm saying. Like we're dealing with the public, right? So. I've had my fair share of people come at me, right, in the past, and I'm sure we all have. We all have, right?
Yeah,
we all have had that.
And
it doesn't matter if you're small or big. If you just don't like something that somebody else likes, or you like something that somebody else doesn't like, they're going to attack you. But it doesn't mean that you're going to stop doing what you do if you love it. You know what I mean? And it's like sometimes it's hard. And I've had my own times where like you have this adjustment period where you finally get to a point where you're just like, okay, I have to stop feeding into it and stop giving credence to it and change my opinion, because I'm just a regular guy who, like, if somebody tells me they don't like me, like Rob, if you tell me you don't like me, I'm going to be like, well, why, Rob? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to try to treat you like a real human being, right? Kai, same thing with you. If you tell me, hey, I don't like you, Enosh, I don't like what you did, I'm going to be like, okay, can we talk about it, right?
I agree.
But we're on the internet.
Agree.
That's the problem is, like, we're on the internet. And unfortunately, so many people on the internet, they just don't have that. They don't treat you like a real human being. They treat you like you're a robot or something.
Or like they like it's just an avatar. Like especially when you're on all avatar kind of streams like that. Like it's just like it almost takes away the humanization. Well, not you.
That hit home. As he froze. I love it. As you froze. You froze, Kai, right when you did that. So that was kind of
nice. Good timing.
You want me to show you? You want me to show you these videos? There's one I haven't even seen yet.
It's keyboard warriors. A lot of people are tough online, and then anytime if they show up to your face, they'd be like, "Crap." And I've had that. I've had people who were friends of mine who, it was the stupidest thing in the world that really pissed me off. And all of a sudden, when I got in their face, and I said, well, if you have a problem, now's the time to tell me. And they were like, they just look down. They can't, like, okay, you talk all this bull on the computer.
Yep.
I'm here, man. I'm here. You want me to film how you're acting, how you're being? I know some people say, well, you're not that important to them. Well, if I'm not that important to them, why are they talking crap on the line? Why are they talking crap? If I'm not in your head, then why am I reading what I'm reading?
Well, that's what I figured out. This dude is paying $150 to another channel per week.
Well, they're going to
complaining about me in super chat. Like, I'm like, wow, this other guy should be thanking me.
Bottom line,
dude should be thanking me that this dude has this kind of problem with.
Listen, we all have different opinions, right? Kai and me might not agree, and Enosh and Justin might not agree, but that's it. So what? Everybody's entitled to believe. And if someone doesn't like a movie you like, you know what you do? All right, I'm not going to watch this video, and that's it. Yeah. You move on.
Yeah, and that's what I said.
That's it. You just move. I do that with a lot of videos. Sometimes I don't agree with it. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to hear this. I'm stopping the video and I'm moving on because I disagree. That's it.
Exactly.
Not going to comment.
Rob,
I'm not going to dislike.
I was saying earlier.
I disagree.
Yeah. Rob, and that's what I was saying earlier at the very beginning of the stream with Enosh. It's like, it's not. Yeah, this is why I told the person, like, hey, like, don't block this guy because it's an opinion.
And you know what? And I'll be honest with you, man. And I'll be honest with you. Look, I apologize to you. I apologize to you, Jeremy.
You don't have to apologize.
I'm thinking Jeremy because of, and I know he's Justin. He's been on my channel. Jeremy's been on my channel.
We'll live that down, damn it.
Jeremy's been on my channel. Some guy named Jerry too, apparently. I don't know. I'm just plugging it up now.
Jerry proper.
Phil, Bob,
Jerry.
Jim. the whole crew was there. We were all hanging out. We had a couple beers. Somebody pushed somebody out of the bar, and next thing we know, we were like, I don't know. No, Justin, I know. You know what? I will properly apologize to you, because I'll be honest with you. Like, okay, so let me. I will just tell you where that came from. I was somebody watching a stream, right? I was very mad at Jeremy for a long time, and a lot of other people. Like, you know why? Because I'm a Star Wars fan. Now, I know that right now it's not popular for a lot of people to be Star Wars fans, and like everybody's got an opinion about what's. I know. Has it ever? Trust me, I know. I literally come to you from a room in a house full of nothing but Star Wars stuff and DC stuff, and you know what I mean. Like that's my life, right? So, but here's the thing: is like I was frustrated because at the time I blamed a lot of other people for a lot of stuff. Because I was sick of hearing. That's awesome. I got that figure. I got that figure right here.
There you go, Stacey. You're not alone. I just want to show you you're not alone.
I appreciate that, man.
You're not alone.
I can appreciate that. But I was very, very frustrated with long time, and I found myself even in that position, even though I'm not that type of person. But I would watch these streams, and I just get sick of people just like with hyperbole about how this is bad, and like Kathleen Kennedy is the devil. And you know what I mean? And it's just like,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and just like nobody treating anybody like real people. People like Doomcock every week. She's getting fired, and this is happening.
I know this is ridiculous. Yeah, there's some things that are absolutely insane. Yeah, insane.
And this is where the balance should be, because there was one extreme side where anybody who likes somebody who dislikes The Last Jedi, they're obviously a racist, sexist, homophobic,
but listen,
white.
I even have a Doomcock action figure that somebody made me because we used to do a show about like his nonsense. You know what I mean?
You have a Doomcock figure. Where did you get that?
My buddy made it. It's two of my favorite things that he's ever made for me. Wow. He made me this because we do a show every once in a while. We used to do it every Sunday night, but now it's been on hold for a while. But it's called 2 Cents on Nonsense, and we talk
great collection, by the way.
Thank you. We talk. This is one room. This is my toy room.
Wow. Oh my God.
So this is the toy room.
Wow.
This is why Jeremy likes me, because I'm a huge G.I. Joe fan. And back there's my
wow.
So this is the toy room. But my whole house is like this. Wow. I collect, my wife collects, my 3 boys collect. They are 16, 17,
I saw
and 19.
an X-Wing back there and maybe a Death Star.
Yeah, there's a this is such a mess right now, but because I got this new
you have
case
an
right
R2D2
here. I got this case right here that I got to clean out and stuff, and then I got to put all this stuff in.
Look at the Superman thing too. I'm
a huge Superman fan.
Cool.
Huge Superman
that clock is badass, man.
Yeah, that's a nice.
Isn't it? Isn't it awesome?
Nice
Dude,
clock.
I just got that from my in-laws, man. They bought me that for.
That's sweet.
For that, so like that's the type of person I am, and but we do this show called 2 Cents on Nonsense, and so my buddy who makes action figures, we were doing Doomcock videos and stuff, and just talking about how look, if you don't like something, just don't like it, but don't make stuff up, you know what I mean? Like just it gets a little long. So he made this figure for me. And
Mike Zero.
We talk about Mike Zero sometimes too. We absolutely do. Yes, absolutely. He's the other one. I actually have a T-shirt called Zero Credibility. It's his thing. I did parodies. I do parodies of Mike Zero as a character named Mark Uno. and I wrote a song called Lies, and I literally play Mark Uno in the video. And dude, it's hilarious. I'll have to share it with you sometime, Rob, if you like that stuff. But also this, so you got to zoom up on this because this is my favorite thing besides the Doomcock thing. You all know the Topps card, right? So that's this is an action figure that my buddy made for me.
That's nice.
Yes,
that's nice.
It's truly the goldenrod.
Cool.
It's truly the goldenrod.
That's nice, man.
It's the boner.
You guys got talent. Your friend's got talent, man.
Yes, he does. He's really good at it. It's Jenner
talented.
Custom Toys on eBay. If you can actually buy one of those C3POs. He said that he would only make that Doomcock for me. I love that.
Yeah,
but there's that. So that's why though, dude. Like I was so frustrated with some of these things that like I was upset at Jeremy for a long time until I ended up talking with Jeremy, and I still have differences of opinion with Jeremy.
I just saw that. I rewatched that video, that live stream that you did just last night because I wanted to refresh, just what your mindset was at the time, because clearly it was different from versus before we actually got to have a conversation.
Yeah, Yeah. And so I apologize to you because I came in like seeing this. It was just like, this is just nonsense. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just like, it was more
without knowing the context.
Yeah. Without knowing context or whatever. And, you know, and so I'm guilty of that myself. And that's what I'm saying. Since I feel like we can all be guilty of these things. And I'm usually a very calm and collective person, and I don't consider myself a keyboard warrior in any way. I don't make a habit of like going into other people's streams and giving people a hard time. And
no one really.
And I always kind of laugh it off when people do it to me. But that was the thing, was when I first met you it's been a couple years now, man. Can you believe that?
Here's the thing.
It's been a year and a half. I remember it was in.
Well, that's right, because it was after I met. It was after
November.
I first met you. It was after, because when we first met, it was like about 2 years ago. But I just
no, it was actually closer to like a year and a half ago or a year ago when I finally, super chatted you and like one time because I'm like, you know what, I want to hear what this guy has to say because he just has an opinion. I was like, what? Yeah, and then what made you really shocked? What made you really shocked, I think, was just shouting you out like, "Hey, I like people who have different opinions, like Poindexter Lounge." And then you were like, "Whoa, I was not expecting this." And so I feel like that made you reevaluate how you thought about me. And what my approach is, because just because one person is associated with Geeks and Gamers doesn't mean that they they
agree
always
with everything
agree.
they say? Yeah,
yes,
agree.
with
Totally
everything
agree.
that everybody else says, because the point of Geeks and Gamers for me was just that there are people with different opinions. Some of them with the same kind of ideology of just like, okay, we agree on some things. All right, The Last Jedi, bad movie. Ruin Luke Skywalker, whatever. It's things that you disagree with, Enosh.
Well, it was nice being here.
I understand why. I don't want to.
The franchise fans are their own worst enemies, right? So any franchise that goes as long as Star Wars has, you could take, I guess, Harry Potter, whatever. Your own fans,
Harry Potter. I just saw.
I don't know.
I saw
whatever it is.
Somebody...
Fast and Furious. You'll take a franchise that has 7, 8, 9
Fast
movies.
and the Furious,
right?
Even though they're terrible.
See, so you're gonna have your own fans be your worst enemies. That's how
I at least admit they're terrible.
There's a split in the middle, right? There's always a split, a divide. There's to say, well, this movie's great, but no, this sucks. Well, this is great. Well, then I'm not talking to you anymore because you don't like what I like.
Right.
Listen, I got news for you. Since the dawn of time, nobody is going to like everything that you like. If you like books, there's going to be someone's book that you like that someone doesn't. Magazines, pick anything you like. Doesn't mean that everybody you talk to is going to like everything you do. You know why? For one reason, we're all unique. We're all different. And that's what brings us all together. That's why. That's the amazing thing about life.
Absolutely.
And people got to get that through their head.
I used to think chocolate could bring people together, but there are people that don't like chocolate. Absurd.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that Justin dislikes ketchup on pizza. I think he's crazy, but we all know he's crazy though. We're still friends somehow.
You're the only person who does like ketchup on pizza.
I like pineapple on pizza.
I do too.
People say things about that, but I said like pineapple belongs on pizza. Anybody who disagrees is obviously a racist towards Hawaiians.
I like candy corn.
Which is like it's a joke that I made on my own personal Facebook, and then somebody who lived in Hawaii was just like offended by that. I'm like,
what?
You know why? Because Hawaiian pizza was actually invented in Canada.
Exactly.
It is a socialist dog whistle that says that sweet and savory can live together in harmony. It's BS. Pineapples are trying to take over. Authoritarian. It's the food
ridiculous.
of authoritarians. That's what it is.
Yeah. And it's just, man, it's just
like if we all agreed on one thing, then why is there so many different things out there? Why are there so many options for you? Let me go to fast food. Wow, there's 10 options. Why not just one option?
Yeah,
because we're all supposed. We should all like that one thing. We go to a comic. There shouldn't be multiple heroes. There should just be one, because everybody should like that one hero. It's ridiculous.
Yes,
that's what makes it great. That's it.
And Poindexter, Enosh, that's our best friend Zeno.
Hey, what's up, Zeno?
We were all a special.
Hey, Zeno hated me. Zeno didn't like me for the longest time, man. Zeno surprised the heck out of me. I literally yelled at Zeno once on a stream.
Wow.
Like, it takes a lot to do that, but Zeno came in pretty hot. Zeno used to like every stream I was on, man, it was just like like tear everything I said apart, like everything. And then like one day I was just like, screw you, man. Like, why are you just coming in and saying all this stuff? And like, I went off, and then it was funny because like, I don't think I even heard anything from Zeno in a while. And then like one night I was sitting, we were doing a stream, and all of a sudden membership popped up, and it was Zeno. And I, like, I'd have to find that stream again, because I think I almost fell out of my chair.
That's
like, and everybody around me was like, wait a second, Zeno just became a member. Zeno doesn't even like, Zeno harasses other people about even giving super chats, and everybody's a grifter and everything, like, and he became a member. And I'm like,
I have a question for Kai.
But you know, Zeno and I have been chill since.
Yeah, well,
because that's what I am. I'm a grifter, and if you just give me cash, I'll be absolutely chill.
Yeah, well, exactly. And Zeno out of nowhere.
Zeno knows.
Zeno out of nowhere, just for some reason, you know, it went so far of just like, he hated everything that I said on whatever stream that I was on that he happened to be in the comment section of. Yeah. And at one point, like, he said something about Eddie Diaz, and Eddie's a good friend of mine. He's like the sweetest person ever. Yeah, and Zeno said something about him, and I said, I can't believe I'm saying this on air, but I said to Zeno, no one's going to be sad when you get cancer.
Wow.
And it was almost serious. Like, it was supposed to be a good burn, and you never get me to that point where I just say, like, no, fuck you. And I double down, triple down on Saggy Melonz discourse. I kept saying, hey, you know, he said, like, you know, this is a big inconvenience or something. You know what is a big inconvenience? You know what also is? Cancer. Like, it's like, and I kept doubling and tripling down. And you know what happened? He sent a couple of super chats. Like, I guess that's something that he wants, is like, he wants people to like come back and just like, maybe that's a thing that he does.
Sometimes people need that. Sometimes people actually want that. They'll actually push you to test you to see. Like Saggy, for example. Saggy and I were actually talking today about that because Saggy, like, she keeps trying to tell people, like, Enosh is a super nice guy, and you guys all underestimate him because he tries not to swear at you all. He doesn't yell and scream at you all. You think, well, he's a minister, so he's pretty chill and everything, and like, he's very forgiving, and he's very all this stuff. But she's like, but you don't want to test Enosh, and because her and I had a little disagreement. She saw something that she thought she saw. She thought somebody came on my channel. I do call-in streams every once in a while, right? And apparently she got mad. She got mad, and this is public, so she knows this. And we were talking about it, so this isn't anything crazy.
He even said I deserved it.
Nice. I did a call-in stream a few months ago, where a guy came in at the very end of the show, didn't know who he was, popped in. He asked one of my panelists a question, and he asked me a question about collecting. I barely got through half of my answer about his question, and he split, right? Well, in that time, she had popped in, or somebody had taken a screenshot of this guy, and apparently this dude had been harassing her on Twitter a few months back, like back in October of last year. And I didn't recognize his screen name. I'd never seen the guy. I had no interaction with the guy, so I didn't know who the guy was. And so she thought that, like, I was allowing somebody on my stream, and Saggy and I go way back. I love Saggy. And Saggy and I go way back. And so she thought that basically, like, this guy was my guest, and like, I was allowing this guy to come on who had been, like, you know, like, sexually harassing her and saying horrible, horrible things to her. And so she got a little mad. But instead of reaching out to me and saying, hey, Enosh, why is this guy on your stream? She took to Twitter. And I love Saggy, but she got a little hot-headed that night. And like, I went after her, and I'm like, because I didn't even know why she was mad at me. You know, and like all of a sudden she posted on Twitter. She's like, so glad that Poindexter Lounge has this racist on you know, and like supports this racist. And I'm like,
well, that's why you don't just go
what
straight
the heck, man?
Twitter.
Like, you can't post stuff like that. Like my name is synonymous with my channel, right? So if somebody like looks at my name, they're gonna see my channel. Like, I don't want a potential, like, I was looking for a job at the time and stuff. Like, I don't need somebody, like, potentially going on Twitter and going, oh, yeah, so he supports racists and whatnot. I'm like, what the heck, man? You know, and so, like, I gave her a hard time, and we had to talk about it. When we finally had to talk, like, I didn't let up on it, because I was like, look, this is right. And she was teasing with me today. She goes, Enosh, they underestimate you, but they don't know you're hard, man. I grew up in a bad side of town, so like I may look like a white boy, but like that just doesn't know what he's talking about. But my gosh, man, like I've been through some stuff, and I was just like, no, we ain't doing that. So you just, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's just one of those things where you don't know. I mean, first off, you don't know until you actually sit down, talk to a person first, which a lot of people don't do, and some people make the mistake of just going to Twitter and just doing that. So, I mean, I know I've been guilty of that. From Ryan Johnson was fired. He's not getting his trilogy. By the way, he's still not. Which is
look. I may like The Last Jedi, but I don't want Ryan Johnson to do a trilogy. I don't want him to do another Star Wars movie.
Oh,
I feel like he should be fine where he's at. Let him go do what he's doing. But the thing is because you know that the second that movie gets done at all, and I've said this time and time, Justin, this should be no surprise to you. The second that movie gets done, it's over. All we're gonna have is another 5-6 freaking years of like the worst fandom ever, both sides hating each other, complaining about each other nonstop, 24 hours a day. I don't want that. I don't need that as a Star Wars fan. I just want to move on to more stories and to enjoy Star Wars for what it is. That's all I want, man.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I'm happy with The Mandalorian for the most part. I did videos for every single, and Kai didn't even know that I made videos. He just knew me for live streams. And last night I just said, here's proof that I made a video. Here's proof I made another one. Here's proof that I watched The Mandalorian. Like, you can see the DMs, Kai. I just was berating you. I was like kind of like joking.
You sent me a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
I thought this was all this you just did this week in bullshit. I thought that was your like, hey, let's just have some fun every week.
That's because you met me while I was doing that. But when you go straight on my page, the first thing you see is Marty McFly going like, ah,
yeah,
like
that's true.
Netflix, like Netflix. You can't believe this was done to Back to the Future, which has I think like 19,000 views now, which is amazing. It's the biggest video that I've ever had. I know, Enosh, you've had bigger ones, but hey, you know what?
Ironically, I did a video that had 1 million views.
Wow,
over 1 million views.
Wow,
and it was about the Flash. It was about Grant Gustin's Flash when the show, because I'm a huge DC fan, obviously, and I love the show The Flash. At least the first 3 seasons.
Yeah. Agreed.
You know, like honestly, I'm really shocked. My son Landon, his favorite character is the Flash, right? And even he has not. He didn't watch last season. I didn't watch last season, which is shocking.
I haven't watched since the seasons before Crisis. I dipped out.
I stopped once they let go of plastic.
Or before that.
I actually dredged through season 4 with the Thinker. And I was just
that season was terrible.
Oh my God. And then I felt like season 5 got a little bit better. It was better than season 4.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay, maybe we're on a good trajectory. And then when we got into, like, by the end of season 5, with that whole Mirror Master thing, and I got sick of Iris. I got sick of all that stuff, and I was like, this is absolute BS. I'm dreading watching it every week. Like, it's
what they did in the Flash now. You remember Eddie Iris's love interest for Barry?
Yeah.
Well, now they have him come back as this like a Firestorm thing.
Eddie Thawne is now Firestorm?
Well, he's now this like meta-human that his body is literally black. Fire.
Wow.
Black fire.
Awesome.
Supremacist fire gas or whatever.
Hey,
yeah,
Enosh, what do you think of Legends of Tomorrow? Because I feel like that one started weak and got better.
Legends of Tomorrow. So my family loves Legends of Tomorrow. I like the concept.
Oh shit! I didn't realize my profile picture was Jenny, Enosh's favorite. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I like the concept of Legends of Tomorrow. I'm really glad that Brandon Routh found a vehicle with that. And I think that when he was on there and stuff, and I think the acting is great. I think that's all. I kind of got a little. I stopped watching it because it stopped really having to do with anything really character related, like the characters that I knew. It all became about like they introduced characters that I didn't really care about, and so
it became about White Canary and her like lesbian relationship like the whole time.
Yeah, honestly,
and I'm just like I don't care.
I felt like the show kind of left me. You know, like I didn't feel like I left the show. I'm not angry at the show. I'll tell you a show that I am angry at is Supergirl. Supergirl pissed me off in ways that, like, the first season was awesome. Look,
first season
I am
really
a Superman fan at heart.
Oh shit!
Down to the very bone, man. My son's middle name is Jor-El. Like, yeah, I mean, it's something very, very important to me. I didn't grow up with my dad. And so because of that, Superman was a character that I gravitated towards at an early age. I was born in 1976. I'm 45. And
I did not know how old you were.
Yeah, I'm 45.
Oh my God, you're closer to my dad's age.
I give off a younger vibe. I do. I know I do.
You really do. You strike me as somebody who was born in the 80s, but
well, I appreciate that. I will definitely appreciate that.
By the way, just to be clear, you don't look like, you said you were what, 45?
45, yeah.
Yeah, you don't look like you're 45.
Thank you.
You look 44, easily 44.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But so Superman and all of the super characters are so vitally important to me because growing up without a dad, like, it was the most important thing to me. When I learned I was going to become a dad, it was so important. And now I got two stepsons. I've been married for 10 years to my wife. And my son is 17, my youngest is 16, and my oldest is 19. And it's very, very important to me as a father to be that in their life. Because I didn't know my dad until my late 20s, and I played catch with my dad for the first time when I was 35. Okay, only 10 years ago.
Wow.
Okay,
wow.
So I reconnected with my dad. I have two sisters and a brother on that side. I was raised with two sisters. My grandmother raised me. She just passed in November, and so
I lost mine in January. So and she helped raise me too, not to the same extent that you had, but she, my mother was younger than I was when I was born, and she basically, long story short, my parents hooked up at work, and that led to me being here and all of us being together, and it also led to was two other beautiful people that are a big pain in my ass, my little brother and sister being born. And my parents eventually got married, and they found out that they actually, when everyone was out of the house, that they're like, wow, we really do enjoy each other's company. Like, even though we kind of rushed into things, but we didn't rush into the marriage thing, we found out like we actually do love each other. And the fact that we have 3 beautiful children together means the world to us, is what my parents basically had told me a few years ago. Because they did try to tell me like, married in like 98, that was supposed to be 93. I'm like, no, you did. No, that's not correct. That's not correct. Like,
I performed a wedding for a couple once where I got there, like, they had 300 guests coming. It was at their house and stuff. We went through the entire thing, and at the end I said, okay, just give me the license. I'll have it all filled out. Everybody can sign it tomorrow at the ceremony and stuff. And they started looking at each other. They're like, well, did you pick up the license? No. Did you pick up the license? No.
Oh,
well, did mom pick up the license? Like, no, mom can't pick up the license. What are we talking about here? And they're like, well, you can still do the wedding, right? And I'm like, well, I can't marry you legally without the license. I'm like, you're not man and wife until you sign the license, and that all goes through. And so they're like, okay, so we had to rewrite the ceremony so nobody would know, because they had 300 guests showing up at this big outdoor thing in their yard and everything. And so I rewrote the ceremony so like we never pronounced them man and wife. Nobody ever caught on. In fact, I had people coming up to me afterwards going, wow, that was a beautiful ceremony and stuff. And then it was like 3 weeks later, I showed up at their house and on their back porch, like we did the yes you do, and like they're married. So it's funny is because we joked about like their anniversary that everybody thinks is their anniversary is not going to be their anniversary for the rest of their lives. So, but we helped them.
Yeah.
But
I always thought that the ceremony was just a ceremony, and there was like the legal thing was handled before or after. It
no,
wasn't
it's
thing.
it's the whole thing is a legally binding ceremony that you go through, you know, and that's what it is, you know, and so it's, you know, that's why you have to have like either a minister or a justice of the peace, somebody official, you know, a judge, something like that, to be able to do that, who is
captain of a ship.
Yeah, who is duly, or licensed or ordained to do that, you know.
Elvis, what about Elvis?
But I agree though. I was going to say because what I was saying about Superman. So Superman is so important to me, and Supergirl. I watched the first season until the very last episode where Superman came back before they hired Tyler. And it was just like this little, CGI thing that flew towards the camera and then, dropped down and started walking with everybody else who was mesmerized. And I was like, okay, what's going on here? And they're like, well, everybody else is mind controlled, but Supergirl. And that's because she's Kryptonian and it only works on humans. Well, then why is Superman mind controlled? Because he watched too much Sesame Street when he was a kid.
What?
That's not how biology works.
I don't remember that, but that's hilarious.
And I was so ticked off. I was so ticked off. I almost threw something at the screen. And my wife, like, we were sitting in bed watching it, and she just goes, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? He's Kryptonian too. Like, why would that matter?" And then then they had the whole thing where, like, they had the character of Non, who was the guy in Superman 2 who was mute, right, and couldn't speak. And so this one's a different take on the character. That was fine. But then, like, Non says, "Oh, well, you'll bow before me, Kara Zor-El, because your cousin already did." And I was like, so is anybody going to refute that? So you're going to tell me he won't bow before Zod, but he's going to bow before a side character? BS. And it made me angry, but I was like, okay. And then the way that they resolved it, they broadcast the Superman shield to everybody, and like when they saw it, it was like the hope that snapped them all out of it. All right, whatever. Season 2 was okay, but I agree with Nick McCabe in there where I lost it.
Yeah.
And listen, I tell everybody this: I am a conservative centrist. I am the type of person, I don't do wings. I use my own brain when it comes to stuff.
That's what you were talking about, right?
Yeah. Yes, this right here. This was like the dumbest thing ever, because they did a whole episode where it was about gun control, and it was during the whole AR-15 thing, and it was just the dumbest thing, because it was like they literally just took it right out of the news and were just like, we're going to do a gun control episode. So you have a branch of the government, the DOA, that deals with aliens, right? And they're like the FBI or the CIA or whatever, and you got Martian Manhunter, who's supposed to be in charge of that, saying stuff like, well, I don't think we should have guns anymore. We shouldn't have any weapons of lethal destruction. And I was like, wait, what? Like, that'd be like the FBI going, we're not going to carry pistols anymore, guys. We're not going to carry guns anymore. We're not going to do the ATF going, no, we're good. We're good. We're just we're gonna deal with everybody peacefully. And they had a guy on there who was supposed to be shown shooting these weapons, because the whole idea was that the DOA had a gun contract with a gun maker, and they made a civilian version of the gun that they made for the DOA. Okay, that gets done all the time, right? It didn't have the same thing. And look, but it ticked me off because it shows this guy using one of these guns, going out into the public square and just spraying bullets, right? Because that's the Hollywood way, right? Things just spray bullets, and it's just all over the place, right? And the people who made this thing were so dumb. They didn't show casings falling from the gun. They showed full bullets falling from the gun. And I'm like, how dumb are you?
Bullets don't come from...
the casings fall from the gun when you shoot the bullet, because the bullet comes out. But these people literally, it was like they took a bucket of bullets and they just filmed it in slow motion and just poured it out and showed all the bullets. They didn't take casings. They took full bullets and just showered them. And so at the very end...
did they do actual bullets?
The people who write for Supergirl are the most, like, brainwashed propaganda... what's it called? Slangers of all time. They're just spewing propaganda left and right.
And
you know what's amazing?
There's a lot of things that people say, like, this is SJW, this is left wing, whatever. And I'm like, no, I don't think that this is. I don't think that this is. I don't think that this. Supergirl is over the top, was over the top, and just crazy about it. And so it was that episode. I just looked at it.
It's like Supergirl's like, okay, hold my beer.
And the treatment of Superman, the treatment of Superman, how Superman got his butt handed to him every time he was on screen. Then, and it was just like, I can't do this show anymore.
Let's be fair. That was the wimpiest Superman of all time.
Oh yeah,
the Supergirl is wimpiest one of all time.
He's a little bit better now. He's a little bit better now in his own show, but I'll be honest. And I kind of like the idea of him dealing with like family issues and stuff. Like I like seeing, because it's a different story for Superman, and I can relate to that as a dad. I like seeing him interact. But again, I don't like the way this Lois Lane treats Superman, because one of the problems that I had with Crisis was Lois Lane, when they introduced them, is him being Superman and stuff, and they went on to do the show. Lois Lane should always give Superman crap. Should always tease him. She calls him Smallville. She acts like he's this and that, goody two shoes or whatever. But literally, she says to Clark, because they were going to go off to Argo City so she could have the baby, right? And so that the baby wouldn't kill her. And she says to Clark, the world doesn't need you as long as it's got Supergirl.
Oh God! Oh,
and but not in a playful honey. Now come on, the world doesn't need. No, it was like literally mean. Man. It was Jada Pickett mean. Like it was like the world doesn't need you. You're nothing. You're yesterday's news. If you never come back, the world will be just fine without you.
Wow.
And he's just okay. And and then to this day, she's still mean to him. She's just literally just mean to Clark all the time. Like they had an episode of the news show where he brings the kids home, and his son is with his girlfriend, and something happens, of course, and he's got to fly off because he's Superman, right? He's freaking Superman. He's like saving the world. He flies off and does something. He tells the kids, he's like, I'll be back, do whatever, and he flies off. He comes home, and Lois is griping at him because Lois came home and found their son in his room with his shirt off, making out with his girlfriend. And instead of just being like, "Hey, did you hear what happened? Today, while you were off saving the world?" No, it was, Clark, I cannot believe that you left these kids alone by themselves. And I'm just like, he's freaking Superman. It's not like he was out in the other room drinking beers and watching football. What the heck are you doing? That's my only problem with that.
Meanwhile, we cut to Gotham where Superman's like, "Oh my God, she just does not let up."
Right? He's talking to Batman like, "Oh my God,
I'm done for the day."
Right?
Are they sitting in a diner when they're talking or anything like that? Or... Did you ever see How It Should End? I love those.
Yeah. I love those. Yeah.
And then you have Batman and Superman at the end, talking about the whole thing and the characters.
Those are great. Yeah, I love that.
And you know what's so funny about all of this is that literally an hour ago, Enosh and Kai were about to rip each other apart. And now here we are. And everything's okay. And I know, Kai, you got to go in a second. So,
it was just that I took issue with the fact that I was looking point by point, moment to moment, action, reaction. And then Enosh watered that down to, but we don't know. Anything could have happened.
Here we go.
It was completely
I've had the video back here waiting. Justin just won't bring it up. I don't think he has the ball.
No, we were having a great
Justin's
conversation.
Really bad about bringing shit up he'll go, "Oh, you are sharing something."
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I
this was the video you asked me to bring up. So there's one here that I haven't even seen. So this was the video of him. There is no sound for this one.
Can you full screen it?
Yeah. There is no sound for this one, but this is people singing karaoke, and I'll start it again here. He's just he's filming people there, right? And
is that him with the hat on?
Yeah, that's him with the hat on.
Yeah. Okay.
That's him just chilling there. He even sits down in front, because people are there. This is the night that he got arrested. So this was,
I see him.
Yeah, that's him there. And then here, I'm going to continue sharing, but I've got the where'd it go? Hold on a second here. There we go. There it is. Okay. So it's this thing right here apparently has kind of alluded to that they're friends. This Mad Goose Wizard thing has kind of alluded to that they're friends. So there's a video here that I haven't seen, but I just wanted to show you a little bit more of that because that's where this video was. And sorry, when I went back to it, it was gone. Okay. So here is So there was that video, and then here's kind of stills from it that just kind of show him sitting there, just chilling with everybody, like just kind of minding his own business, kind of deal. And then there was this is the same night. He's over here just kind of chilling with some people,
Looks like
talking,
a DJ or something.
and close up of that, like I said, like I'm not defending it, like, because look, this could be earlier in the night, nothing's wrong, somebody says something, you get into a fight, and if he reacted wrong, that's on him, right? And obviously, the bar owner said, we're going to call the cops. This is just the picture of
the other video
that thing went up. But there's another video up here that I have not seen yet that has audio right here. So it says Ezra Miller terrorizing people in Hawaii bars again. So let's
oh, good choice. Can I buy you a drink? Sure. What were you drinking? Oh, good choice. In a margarita though, or do you just want a shot? 3 shots.
Wild man.
The only wait. Okay. Yeah.
So he's offering to buy these people a drink.
Yeah, but look at his unkept face. Clearly a danger to society.
Right.
Again,
we're seeing these things, and that's great and all, but again, we don't know the incident. There's a lot of question marks. We don't know what happened. We don't know what pushed it. There's a lot we don't know. But the bottom line is, when you have a history, Like if this was one incident, I'd be like, all right, we don't know.
Yeah. Like there was like an Instagram post that he had where he threatened to kill like somebody from the clan, which nobody would disagree with.
Well,
I guess.
I know what. Well, okay, so that was actually how I ended up getting in touch with Ezra. Why Ezra reached out to me, because right after that happened, we did a story on it. Right, this is before I ever talked to him or anything. We did a story on it.
And by the way, Zeno said, "Wow, what a maniac!"
Right.
Like offering
right,
to buy
right.
somebody a drink.
How are you going to judge someone? It's like saying, okay, this is the person. Wait. It's like saying this is the person in the beginning of the night, and then they're out driving drunk and kill somebody.
Sure.
Okay, so
Yeah.
nice.
Or serial killers.
I mean, seriously,
Serial killers.
they're being nice at that moment. But you know what? We don't. There's a whole night ahead of you.
And that's what I'm saying. And I think that's fair. I think that's fair. We don't know what happened. Obviously, something happened that triggered whatever happened.
Yeah.
But that KKK thing, a lot of people didn't know what that was about. And
do people really care?
I know, but you know what? But the thing, I think it does show though that he's not just crazy, because that video, when I first saw that video, I was like,
I don't think he's crazy.
This is weird. Like, why is he calling out the KKK and stuff?
I think the guy has issues, and I think like I said earlier, he needs professional help. He needs to disappear for a while and straighten up his act.
Therapy.
Yeah. They firebombed though. They firebombed. What happened was this guy messaged me and said that he was friends with Ezra, and I was like, "Sure you are, whatever, And then like he ended up, because like, I mean, like, sure you're friends with Ezra, and you're just messaging because he was like, "Yeah, me and Ezra watch your show and all this stuff," and I'm like, "Yeah, sure you do, buddy, right?" And then though he showed me some evidence that like he knew Ezra, and I was like, "Okay," and but then he told me, he said, "Listen, the media has this wrong. They all just think that Ezra's just going like talking crazy and stuff about the KKK and whatnot," and he said he sent me an article about a black lady's house that had been firebombed, and her vehicles, like all of her vehicles on her property, had been firebombed and in this arson, and her family had almost been killed. Come to find out, this is a family that she's a singer she was a singer in Hollywood, is friends with Ezra, and Ezra found out about it, and they figured out who did it, but they weren't getting the response that they wanted out of local authorities apparently. And so they were trying to bring awareness to it, and it didn't quite go the way that they thought it was going to go. But he told me, in fact, I knew about the fact that like when they showed up on, when he showed up on Peacemaker, a couple of weeks after that, they told, that was one of the things that this guy told me to tell me that like he was legit. And I was like, okay. And then when he showed up on Peacemaker, I'm like, well, yeah, I guess it was that plus some other things. I'm like, well, this guy checks out. And then the thing was that then Ezra messaged me to reaffirm that this guy was legit, and that like he really was reaching out to me to tell me about the KKK thing, and then it kind
that's
of
about as legit as you get.
Discussion. Yeah,
that's not the thing that bothers me. So to me, the thing that bothers me,
Rob, if you mind, I gotta go, man.
right,
I got to bounce.
Get
Yeah,
the
so
hell
I
out of
just
here,
wanted to
man.
say real
We
quick.
don't want you anyway. Go. Get going.
No.
I'm already.
Don't you dare ever say that again.
This wild man over here with a mohawk and a
Rob
Cookie
knows I
Monster
love him.
shirt.
Seriously.
He's a badass animator. That's what he is. Get it
The
straight.
one thing,
Badass animator.
Rob, hold on a second. I'm so happy that this turned out well. Which for just for a millisecond or even a nanosecond, I thought, oh my God, Kai and Enosh are gonna get into a fight. No. But I knew that these two would be so reasonable and be so.
The night is still young.
At the end of the day, at the end of the day, we're just having a conversation. We have a difference of opinion based on body language, based on, hey, we don't have all the evidence, so hey, maybe we should consider this, that, and the other. So, and that's the whole reason why I wanted this show to be centered around, even though we opened up with a lot of lighthearted jokes about misconceptions, starting with Enosh having a misconception about me. That's kind of the whole point, because and I'm glad it went full circle like this. But Kai, I'm going to do this for you. Go read Space Crime Domino. He wrote a book. Kai, would you like to talk about it before you go?
I'm working on the second edition right now. There's some things I'm fixing in the first one, but it's a first edition. If that's the kind of thing that matters to you, then that. But I'm trying to improve the reading experience a little bit. So the second edition, I'm trying to get that out within the month. But yeah, if you're looking for some new sci-fi, you're disappointed with what we're getting on TV and movies and stuff, then there's an alternative for you. But
it's called.
I just wanted to.
What is it called again?
Space Crime Domino.
Yep, you can buy it on Amazon.
Mm-hmm. I'll put a link in the chat. Oh, never mind. Lovely Sherry's got it covered. Thank you, Sherry. But before we go, you can take me out of full screen real quick. I just want to point out that serial killers are really nice too. So just like a clip of someone being really nice says nothing about like Rob says, when you've got a track record, there's issues. So anyone can be nice at any given moment. It doesn't mean that there isn't something serious going on that they need to really deal with. It doesn't mean that we can, and if we don't call people out on their behavior, there's no way they can know that they might need help. And,
have you ever heard of the dating game killer?
No.
Ronnie Alcala. He was on the dating game, like a show in the 70s, and he came off as very charming, and I saw the episode at face value. He was funny. It was great. It was honestly a great episode. But it turns out killed a bunch of ladies, and he was not a cool guy.
Kept coming back to the show? Did he keep coming back?
No. He happened to be on the dating game once, and he was charming, and he won. And then the lady, afterwards, behind the scenes, she was like, "Oh my God, he comes out as very creepy. I want to cancel this date." And she had the right instincts, because he probably would have killed her.
Good call.
It's when you say looks can be deceiving, absolutely. But anyways, thank you, Guy, for coming on, and thank you for making the awesome thumbnail. As always, Kai, you're one of my favorite people to have on. And I'm now on page 9 of your book.
Ooh, 9 whole pages.
You're almost
very slow reader.
Lose it, man.
You're almost caught up to me, Justin. I'm on page 10.
But Angelous can't read though. That's different.
I can read.
I
can read.
There.
I'm pretty sure I can read.
I've seen you read aloud. It was very slow.
I'm not runner.
I saw you in Vegas. You said
Yeah, because the way
Castin move. Casino. I said casino.
Yeah, that's because
Casino,
of the
that's
way.
what I said.
That's because of the way that the screen was set up, and that it was like at a diagonal. And yeah,
that's when you just take him. Kai, I'm originally from Vegas. That's when you just take him over to Circus, drop him off, and like.
I was tempted. That's a good idea. They have a ball pit over there, I think.
Yeah.
That's better than
it's a
Vegas.
shell
I'm
of
on
what it
page
used
0.
to be, but at least if they ever get the shows up and running, at least every half hour he'll be entertained.
Yeah, drop them off on.
All right, it was nice
Street
meeting you,
and have a
Enosh.
great time.
Good hanging out with everybody, but I got to bail. I got people waiting for me, so it's been fun. Take care, everybody. Much love.
Take care, Kai. And now Angelous is by the poop. But Angelous and Phil, we're gonna what?
Can't we put Phil up here?
No. You know what?
Nah, it's fine.
You know what?
I mean,
I won't do that to our guest of honor. And
it's really just the threat of the poop that's hanging over your head. It's like it could fall, probably won't, might.
Well, what's funny
Probably
is
not.
that you know who Culture Casino is, right? Or have heard of him? Okay, it's fine if you haven't. But he literally did this one day. And just like made himself to be like the poop. Like one day, just as a joke. And I was just like, okay. And then it turned into a recurring joke of him, like being a part of the poop is, I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like, is it a bad thing? Is it like, if you're like Phil, it's an initiation thing, or like a part of hazing? I don't know.
Here's the thing. The first time I met Justin, when I was on his channel, right? He had me up by the poop, so I was like the poop lord for a good whole day.
You're the dung eater.
Yes.
No, was it the first time or? I
think it was the first time.
Well, there was another time where you fangirled over Jedi Bunny, Ellie, and I pulled a Dave Grohl, and I said, "All right, Phil, did you like talking to Jedi Bunny for a second? Did you like it? Did you have a good time?" And you're like, "Yeah, it was great, thank you." I'm like, "All right," and I did this. All right, now get the fuck out of my stream. Like how Dave Grohl invites, somebody who's like, "Oh, you can play the drums? Okay, cool. Play drums for a song." And then once you're done, all right, that was awesome. Did you have a good time? All right, now get the fuck off my stage. That's kind of the mindset. And Phil has left us and is not able to rejoin. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
Here he is.
Poor Phil.
Darn.
See, I was just back here with all this space, hanging out with the crickets. So that it was a fiesta.
All right. The one thing that I want to do before wrapping it up, because it's about that time. We like this stream. It was very fun, and we had a lot of great things that came out of it. Almost like a fist fight that happened, but but no. I know, I'm kidding.
Was it really that bad? Like
no. I was getting.
I really didn't think it was getting that bad. But okay,
I didn't even get a word in. You guys, I was like, man, I haven't get to talk yet. I can't imagine. It did get heated though. At one point, I was like, "Uh-oh,"
Well, Rob, think about how Phil and Angelous felt, because they didn't even say anything at all.
That's because you just
it's
rude to
whatever.
them, Justin. I mean, seriously.
See. Here's the thing, though. Me and Angelus who are here just look pretty.
I am beautiful. Thank you.
See.
Oh, really?
And-
Yeah, look at that beautiful face.
There you go.
Yes, indeed.
And the fire.
Yes.
In
look
my
at
eyes.
This, look at this beautiful face. Thank
Oh,
God
shucks.
you're not. Don't you dare, by the way, get your hot dog Ewok costume.
Oh, you're lucky. That's a whole hour away from me. Currently.
Good.
You're lucky.
Enosh seemed like it was like Ewok hot dog costume. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're better off not knowing.
Oh.
Yeah. I think we've lost interest because like Enosh just like texting people now, just like get me the fuck out of
I
here.
got people messaging me, asking me where I'm at, what I'm doing.
Well,
my wife's like, "Who are you arguing with?" No.
But there's only one other thing that I want to bring up, and then we'll wrap it up. It's that there was an article that I found kind of interesting that does add on to the Ezra Miller story. Is that there was an article that said Harry Potter actor, which is not accurate, Fantastic Beast actor facing Gina Carano treatment, possibly fired by Warner Brothers. And the question that the final question that I would like to pose off to you guys and everyone in the chat who's still watching, by the way, thank you everybody who has come and gone through the stream. I really appreciate it. But do you think this is on the same level as Gina Carano getting fired? Is there some nuance to whether or not she should have been fired? And is this even remotely on the same level? Like, or is there something I'm missing? Because for me, it's like, okay, Gina Carano got fired for an Instagram
Cancel
post,
culture.
and
She
that
got
was some
cancel
bullshit.
culture.
And I think Enosh, even you have said, yeah, you probably shouldn't have posted it, but like fired, nah.
Yeah,
people
no, I don't
have kept
think
their
she-
jobs for doing worse.
Yeah, I don't think she should have been fired. I mean, like,
Yeah.
she has a right to her opinions. The only thing that I would say is if they had, the only thing I've ever said about it is that if they had a conversation about people posting things, it's probably a little easier for them to let her go over people voicing their political opinions or whatever. Like, even if, in the face of being asked not to in a workplace. Because I know, like, if I at a place in my job, I've been told before, like, you can't do this over social media, you can't do this over social media, like, and that's like non-public facing job, you know what I mean, like where people know who I am, right?
You sign like an NDA kind of thing.
Well, not even that. I mean, kind of, but yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
like I worked for a company that was just like, like you have to keep your social media presence to a certain thing, like, and look, I always laugh because I've been called everything politically. Like I've literally in the same stream been told by somebody that I'm an SJW and told that I'm a Trump supporter. So I'm like, y'all need to talk and figure out what I am, because neither one of you guys like know what I am apparently.
Okay, so
because
two different people were accusing you on the same stream.
Yeah,
not
like
the
it's
same
crazy.
person.
No,
Okay.
it wasn't like this. No, because if it's the same person, that's a different story altogether. But you know what I mean? Like because I try to I try to keep that nebulous, because I don't think that that's worth fighting for. And I think, I mean, in my personal life, yes, but I mean, it's not worth fighting over. In that I've had plenty of discussions with people behind the scenes, and we've talked about politics, but I try not to do it on my streams and stuff, because I think it alienates people on either side. It alienates your audience abroad, all over the world, who don't care. And most people don't care what your politics are. They don't tune in to hear about who you're voting for unless you're a site that deals in politics. They're there to talk about nerd stuff. Mine is Poindexter Lounge, a place for nerds. It's literally named after a nerd, being a nerd. That's
Being a
this is what
Poindexter,
people,
like
this
with
is what-
these. Hold on, if I can.
This is what people tune in for.
Yeah, like having these glasses and like, hey guys,
Like the guy from
that
Revenge
kind
of the
stuff.
Nerds.
Sure, why not?
Poindexter.
Yeah.
If you want to be offensive to nerds, go
Just
ahead.
like, all right, Poindexter. Like,
Yeah.
and that's what you mean, right?
Yeah. And that's where the name came from. My wife named it because I used to go to a toy guy all the time, and we'd sit around talking for like 2 hours, like about nerd stuff, about movies and TV shows and stuff like that. And so she's into that stuff too. But like even sometimes she would just be like, I gotta go sit down someplace. You guys just stand here and talk for hours. She told my friend Andrew, who owned the toy store, said, you know what you should do? You should put, there was like a bar around there. She goes, you should put some chairs or some stools around here and like make coffee or something. You guys call it the Poindexter Lounge, place for all you nerds. And the thing is, we had not branded our channel. And when I had that video that did over 1 million hits, I realized, okay, we should probably, because it was just my screen name. My screen name was Enosh Fett, because I'm a big Boba Fett fan. And so that had been that for years. And so but when I realized, wow, people are actually coming here for discussion and stuff like that, I was like, let's name it. And so my wife said, yeah, well, why don't we call it Poindexter Lounge? And so that was how that name came about. But like I said, so I get that part of it. But with Gina Carano, that's.
I think we all agree on that. I think to take away, well, she said this and people don't agree. It's a cancel culture thing. It's a majority of the people.
I think so.
Went against her. It's a cancel culture thing. Ezra Miller is a different. There's a lot of actors. It's a different story. Will Smith. What do you think? You think the public think that that's okay what he did? No, he did it on a world stage, millions of people watching. It's totally embarrassing. Yeah, he deserves what he gets. There's other people too. When you're getting physical or you're doing things out of the ordinary for an opinion, again, I don't know why everybody gets so offended to social media over opinions. It's an opinion. Have them say your opinion. You don't like it. Like I said, scroll. Go don't watch the video. Skip this video. Watch the next video. That doesn't make you angry. You don't have to dislike. You don't have to chew people out. You don't have to threaten people. Because listen, the world's a big place. There are billions of people. And guess what? There are billions of people who don't have the same opinion as you do. Deal with it. Handle it. If you don't, get the hell off social media. This is not the place for you. That's it. Real simple.
And Phil, I will call you on the carpet, bro. He didn't punch anybody.
I'm so ashamed of that.
This is how this starts. He punched 3 people. Now all of a sudden somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, dang it!"
After that whole time,
I'm messing with you, man.
2.5 hours of talking about this, you said he punched 3 people, though.
Bad PR is bad PR.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it is bad PR.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But you know what? We're gonna wrap it up here because this has been a great conversation, and I've loved every single second of it. And at the end of the day, the one thing that I will have to say, if Ezra Miller has watched or is watching, I don't know. I know my friend Enosh. This is so stupid.
I'm not his friend.
I know. But,
no, I mean, I'm not your friend.
See, we don't associate.
Damn.
We don't associate with Justin here. We just talk to him.
I want to distance myself. I'm ashamed of these Bob Rosses behind Justin. He's gone too far. He's gone too far. I cannot be a part of what's going on back here in the back. It's Bob on Bob action, and I am just not down with that. I am sorry.
Bob is bobbing on Bob.
One of them is down with the
I mean,
Bob
is that little Bob of even of age? I don't know what's going on back there. I mean, you got Big Bob there, but I mean, like, I'm embarrassed because last year for Halloween I actually went as Bob Ross because I can actually do that to my hair.
Man.
Like,
Bob is happy.
I don't know if this was an insult to me.
Maybe that's how he gets his inspiration.
I don't know what's going on here. I mean, and then with the poop hovering above, I don't know if is that part of it. I don't know what's going on. There's like an arrow saying popcorn pointing to that area behind him. So I don't know if that's is that a euphemism? Is that a euphemism? Harrison Ford is watching. What the heck is going on back here? I just don't know. And I'm embarrassed. And like, are you selling tickets to this? Like, what's going on? Admit one, and look, I grew up in the church. AC/DC is are you a Satanist as well? Like, is that a devil thing? What is going on here?
Not even to mention that John Lennon is pointing his head over, what's going on?
That AC/DC thing says is back and back. Is that what it says?
Back in black.
Oh, okay. That was back and back. I was, wait a minute. What do we know is going on here?
Are you absolutely wasting a guitar? Are you wasting a guitar on that stand? Is that real? What are we doing here?
No, that's a real Gibson SG.
And you got it sitting that high above the ground in a place where you could literally knock it over. A real Gibson SG.
You know what?
That's a worse crime than anything Ezra has done. Trust me. You should go directly to jail for that. Putting an SG in danger.
I would never do that because
you're doing it right now.
I'm the only person who lives here, and if something happens to it, it's on me. But I'm not that irresponsible to do anything to that SG. That is,
you could trip.
I could,
Bob Rosses could trip and fall over.
You could trip over Bob Ross with whatever he's doing. I mean, do you join in? What's
yeah,
going
just
on here?
trip over Bob Ross. doing Bob Ross. How dare you?
Zeno
say you're
knows. We all know the
responsible?
AC stands
guys,
for Antichrist,
guys,
devil child.
leave them alone. They're just having a painting session. I don't.
Is that what you told him to tell the
Somebody's
younger
painting
one?
something.
Don't tell anybody. It's just a painting session. What are we doing here?
Look, I
Is
let
that a little
them do what
titanium
they-
white I see on your lips?
I let them do what they want to do, and if I disagree with it, like they just say love us, love, and that's it. Bob Ross loves himself. I don't know. I have no argument for that, and you're the first person to really dissect my background like that, and I really appreciate that. Never mind C-3PO over there is just like, hey guys, what's going on?
What's it say on there? Mashup? Is that what it says? Is mashup?
Wait.
Oh, what's it say
It
there?
was mentioned in your chat last week, but you never picked it up.
What?
About the Bob Ross on the couch. It was mentioned.
That
a lot.
happens every single week.
What are you hiding behind that wall? That's the real question. What are the atrocities that you're hiding behind that wall, or who are you hiding behind?
He's got
behind the
bodies
wall
behind there.
is the kitchen.
Sure. Is that what you call your palace and dungeon? The kitchen?
Oh damn!
Justin's kitchen. What you cooking up back there, Justin? Huh? Make some bacon and eggs, huh? What are we doing back there, huh?
What's wrong with making bacon and eggs?
Yeah, well, you know what Kermit calls it when he wants some frisky time with Miss Piggy, making bacon. What are we doing here? What are you doing?
Just his face. I love just his face.
Not that.
There's a bunch of squashes back there.
All right, you two keep it down. All right, get back there. No. Hey, no. Don't. No.
Hot dog, sausage.
You got to tie him
Like
tighter
they said,
to the
was
radio.
so nice, Justin. Oh my God.
Right? I'm just asking questions here. I'm just asking. Yes, Darius. In the 80s, people accused AC/DC of being a satanic band, and people said that it stood for Antichrist, Devil Child.
No, and that was definitely not the case.
Probably not.
Yeah, and they're one of my favorite bands. So I just think of that whole era as like the conservative SJW era, of like people being outraged over bullshit things. Like that happens, on both sides. Like people get outraged over that. People get outraged over the silliest things. Like, oh my God, somebody did this or that. It's so,
dude, there were
so
conservatives
annoying.
back then. They were freaking out. I remember there was a guy. Every once in a while, I go down this YouTube like nether region, hole in the ground, and I came across this stuff that I had forgotten all about. Some guy wrote a book. Some minister wrote a book in the 80s called Turmoil in the Toy Box, and it was all about how like all these toys were of the devil. Like every toy, the guy was not happy with anything. Yeah, and so there's video of him on YouTube. These guys, they did a video series to go along with this book, and he was literally talking about Star Wars. Star Wars was of the devil because it deal with the Force and it deal with all that stuff. And I'm a minister, and I'm like, oh, shut up, please, just shut up. And then it was like He-Man was of the devil, and he literally I say this with a Snake Mountain playset in the Castle Grayskull right over here, and he was like he had the Snake Mountain one, and and it had the microphone, right, and he's got this out, and he's going. Yeah. Skeletor, trying to be as evil, or I guess try to sound evil. He just sounded cringy. He's like, Skeletor, I am the master of the universe. It's of the devil. It's Satan. We burned some of these toys, and they screamed out at church services that we had. I'm like, I would have screamed too. That's the sound of millions of voices crying out. And
I was
actually silenced.
Part of a church that was against Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
evolution.
Oh,
and they literally had all the kids bring all their Pokemon stuff and literally had like a bonfire to burn Pokemon stuff. It was ridiculous.
Which is great now because now I've got all the stuff, and I just love that. Yes, and yes, I will say to Darius, yes, I haven't watched it all, but I've seen the stuff of Under the Spell of Harry Potter, which people would be very disappointed with me because my kids all have Harry Potter stuff, and my wife and I went to Harry Potter's Wizarding World, and they all have their own wands and everything. So
nice.
Oh yeah. D&D was gonna kill you.
Yep.
Backward masking. That's my favorite stuff actually, because nothing I love listening more to than Queen.
YouTube invites demons to
where
your
it says
home?
I want to smoke marijuana. I want to smoke marijuana. It's like you put another one bites the dust. I want to smoke marijuana. Like what?
I don't know why.
What's wrong with smoking marijuana? Who cares?
Was the 80s. Everybody did it, just nobody talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's what I love about you. That even though you said you're a conservative centrist, who's also a pastor, and the fact that you pointed out that people who are pastors or whatever their status is in the church, they really do give people a bad name, who are of faith, because they get outraged over that. And because of the 80s, I feel like that's what's happening now with people who feel like, and I've heard comparisons that social justice has become a religion to them, and that those comparisons are kind of there because, both sides are outraged by ridiculous things of just what at the end of the day are they outraged by? People having fun. And that's the point. Why are you going to demonize somebody for having fun and say it's the devil, or say, oh, it's so offensive? Being offensive is the devil at this point.
I don't know why everybody's
and
so
it's so ridiculous, and both sides are completely stupid. And I hate everybody who's an extremist on one side or the other. I'd love to talk to them, but also
cool.
I'd love to know where their mindset is, but also at the same time, I kind of feel like I'm like, hey, here's this number for this mental institution, so you can get out of this, and be seriously, because if you are so extreme and so passionate about one side, but forget about what it's like to be a normal human being and realizing that people disagree with you and being okay with that, then you need to seek help. It's absolutely ridiculous. But and when it comes to Ezra Miller, at the end of the day, I think we had a very productive conversation about it. A lot of things that were brought up were very helpful in this discussion. And at the end of the day, do you guys think that he should be fired, or should he, be? Do you think he should get help?
Miller?
Yeah. Do you think he should get help?
I said what I'm going to say. He needs help. He needs to disappear. He needs to get out of the spotlight. He needs to get out of Hawaii. He needs to go see a friend, a family, and talk to a professional. Or maybe instead of staying with a strange couple, stay with friends, stay with family, get the help you need, get out of the spotlight, and then have him come back. Maybe put off the Flash movie for a couple of years, and then give him a second chance. Everybody deserves a second chance. I think he does too. I think right now he just needs to maybe find himself, or whatever is bugging him. He needs to talk about it and figure it out. I'm not saying he's not a murderer. He's not, but he's causing a harm to society, which could lead to worse things in the future. And if it's not taken care of now, it's going to get worse. So I think it's got to be handled now. And that's how I feel. I'm not saying the guy is the worst person in the world, but he needs help. He definitely has a problem, and he needs to get professional help.
Anybody else?
I agree that he needs to get help. Take time away. Don't put the Flash movies on hold. Recast Grant Gustinson as the Flash.
Well, here's the thing.
Because
keep in mind, Phil, we're about to wrap out.
His show is great. The writing is terrible. And if he had a better writing, he'd be even better as the Flash. But that's just me.
Okay, here's my thing that I was going to say. Even if they don't recast,
it'll open up a whole can of worms, me too, and we're about to wrap up. Otherwise, we would love to talk about it, but yeah, Phil,
they can easily go with Wally West. There we go.
Yeah, Enosh.
I've said it all.
All right. We're going to go down the panel, and everyone can plug their channels and tell everybody what's going on. Rob, we'll start with you. My mom's favorite. And you're muted, by the way, so maybe unmute yourself.
I just don't want to be rude. I mute myself because I want everybody to talk, and I don't want to,
Oh, you're fine. You're a sweetheart.
Thank you. This is a big week. For those who don't know, I cover Amber Heard, Johnny Depp. I'm going to cover a lot of pop culture like Ezra Miller, Will Smith, stuff like that. That's coming. But for the next few weeks, I'm going to be live streaming probably Monday through Friday, probably 9 to 5. It's on Court TV. We're going to be doing like a watch party every day. We'll be discussing it. I've been waiting since July 2020 for this. So this is very huge, especially for people like me, like others in my community who have been domestic violence, bullied, stuff like that, have been abused mentally, physically. It's pretty huge. This outcome is huge. It's a big to a lot of the community. We've been waiting a while. So that's what's going on. I'm also streaming games. I'll be streaming a game in a few hours, actually. So I do a couple video games to try and get out of that mode, to escape reality. And that's what's going on lately, and that's what will be going on for the next 3 weeks. After that, it'll be pop culture, entertainment, stuff like that. So you want to come, have a good time, be in a safe environment. Your opinions, no matter what it is, matter. Come hang out with us. Come hang out with us on the channel. Fantastic community. We always have a great time. Everybody's there for each other. It's just a lot of fun. So if you want to join, come be aboard, come be part of my family, and I'll see you soon because everybody is a family.
Yep. And speaking of abuse, Mike was here earlier, and he's actually he actually lives in Hawaii.
Yes, and he's probably the reason that Ezra Miller got like this. But anyway,
yeah, he's part of the reason. And Mike, I love you. I know you're probably not listening anymore, but Mike, if you ever watch the end of this, I still hope that a big wave crashes while you're painting and just ruins your art entirely.
Painting? Or you mean what those Bob Rosses are doing back there?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. By the way, I apologize. I was answering my wife when you asked me. I thought you were asking me if I had any more to say about the Ezra Miller thing, not give my like.
Did you? By the way, did you notice Stone Cold? Did you say anything about his super chat?
Did he?
It was a super sticker.
Yeah. I brought it up, and
unicorn.
It's the Doomicorn. That's what Doomcock does. He calls it a Doomicorn, and a good friend of mine, Mary Mayhem, does something like this. Doom. And he's made me do it ever since. Because I still have that falsetto, apparently.
Nice.
While I have the range,
Justin, thank you for having me on today. So thank you, Justin, for having me on. Thank you for thank you for like just reaching out to me before, and I'm glad to know you. Glad that we can have these conversations, even if we disagree over Van Halen. It's okay. And and hey, you can find me at Poindexter Lounge on YouTube, and we're on all the social medias and all that fun stuff. We do lots of fun stuff. We do some toy reviews every once in a while whenever I can get this stuff fixed in the back. And then we also cover pop culture of all kinds: TV shows, movies, games, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, superheroes, and toys. And we have something new called the Poindexter Pantheon that we started just about a month and a half ago, where weekly we actually have a schedule of shows, so it's not all me now. We have on Monday afternoons, it's Sci-Fi Center Presents. It's a buddy of mine out in Las Vegas who owns a comic book shop. He does deep dives into comic books. It's really, really cool stuff. And then got a guy on Monday nights, Brian, who's got a show called 10 Forward. And it's not just that, it's kind of cool because he talks Star Trek, but then he also talks food because he's got a segment that he does called the Weekly Replicator on the Star Trek show. So he talks food. And then we got a show on Tuesdays and Thursdays called Jivin' with Jack. And that's a cool show with a guy named Jack who talks about pop culture stuff. Every other Wednesday night, we got a show called The Greatest People I've Ever Met, which is just some nice, heartfelt discussions with Austin Lean. On Friday nights, we've also got Sci-Fi Center Live. And a couple weeks ago, we had Lloyd Kaufman, who was the creator of Trauma Films, so the Toxic Avenger and all that fun stuff.
Nice.
So great stuff on there.
Oh,
like that.
oh yeah,
yeah.
I saw him at Horror Hound.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and it's amazing how Toxic Avenger went from like this movie that had a bunch of racial slurs in it to a children's cartoon and seemed to be a musical.
Yeah,
it's
very,
crazy.
very interesting.
It's absolutely crazy.
Yep. And then,
have you watched them yet, Justin?
I saw the first Toxic Avenger, and I was like, "How did this turn into a cartoon?"
Right? Yeah.
How?
Toxic Crusaders.
Yeah, Crusaders.
That we're pretty sure of. But then on Saturdays we got To the Max with our friend Max. And then I'm usually over there overnight, usually at 12 a.m. to about 4 a.m. I do the overnight show, Eastern time. And we have panels on. We discuss stuff. We have fun, man. Sometimes we play Cards Against Humanity. Sometimes we play games.
Let me know when you do that again.
Heck yeah, man. We do all kinds of fun stuff. We do all kinds of crazy stuff. And we talk about pop culture stuff. And we just try to, we hear everybody's opinions. Very, very eclectic group of people. So yeah, come over and join us some night over in the Poindexter Lounge.
Oh, absolutely. And
every once in a while, Justin's there. So.
Yeah. Even just for a brief second, saying like Sammy Hagar is better than David Lee Roth, all that fun stuff. It's all in good fun. I love both. I hope David Lee Roth is doing okay. I really do.
Me too.
I'm actually concerned, but
Me too.
I really hope that he's doing well. And I'm going to be seeing Sammy Hagar with Michael Anthony with the Circle here in August.
Really,
so
that's cool.
I'm very much looking forward to it. It's going to be the closest thing I ever get to see to Van Halen. I think I told you about the Van Halen stories that I had, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I was in San Francisco in 2012 when they were in LA. And LA when they were in... No, I was in LA when they were in San Francisco when they were in LA. And the day the day that I was leaving for the flight, a 4-minute walk from my hotel, guess where Eddie Van Halen is? 4 minutes away, doing a photo shoot at the Guitar Center, right there on Sunset Boulevard. And I was so angry. And they said, "Hey, come on in. If you can, come on in. We'll invite you in." And my folks were like, "We already bought these tickets. I'm sorry." And I never got to see him. I was this close. It could have happened. But
that sucks, man.
I've heard that seeing Van Halen was like seeing Mozart in concert for our day, for our generation. So it's very unfortunate that I never got to see him, but I'm happy to see Sammy and Michael in concert, along with Vic, and I believe Jason Bonham is also still drumming for the Circle, so he's going to be there, I think. So that's going to be a lot of fun. They're going to play Led Zeppelin songs, so
very cool.
Yeah, and Dreams is still my favorite Van Halen song. I don't care what anybody says. Nothing can top Dreams. That's one of the greatest songs I've ever heard.
Good song.
It really is. But we can all agree on one thing: Gary Cherone, best of both worlds. But
very
Phil,
underrated.
It really is. And speaking of underrated, Phil, what the fuck do you have going on?
Saturday, planning to do this birthday bash thing for Christine the Killer Car, who's been like one of my biggest supporters. And since her birthday was like last week, I figured I would give her a birthday bash. So there's that.
Okay. Send me a link.
Yeah, sure. I'll send you a link. You can hop on.
Oh no, the link to the actual thing, but a link to the if you could send it to the YouTube chat, absolutely.
It's in the chat. It's in the
if I remember
chat.
right, she specifically said she
his
didn't
channel.
want Justin there.
Wait, did you say that? You got me. But anyways, Phil, go ahead.
No, that was it. That was really it.
Okay, thank you. And Angelous Draven.
Hey, yeah, you can check me out on Twitch. I've been playing Elden Ring lately. And then on Tuesdays, you can check me out over on the Clown World Reviews, where we talk about the Monday Night Wars as we go through the weeks for that. Yep.
Is it really Monday Night Wars anymore?
Well, we're watching the old wrestling shows.
Okay.
We're watching Nitro and Raw each week. And going through them and talking about what we liked and what we didn't, and which show was better, and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
Excellent.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, me. You are on my channel. Hit that subscribe button, that red thing that's right there. Go ahead and just punch the shit out of that subscribe button and tickle the bell
Just like
for
Bob Ross is
notifications.
tickling Bob Ross back there.
Tickle the bell for notifications.
Punching something on him.
Yeah, like the Bob Rosses are doing. They're tickling themselves up. Oh, God.
Yeah, Ezra Miller.
I'm sure that's not going to be clipped by anybody. Oh, my God.
He's a very strange young man.
He's an idiot. Comes from upbringing. Parents are probably idiots, too.
Anyways, take care, be well, live long and proper. And as always, guys, this was a great stream. I really appreciated the fact that Kai and Enosh really were going at it, because I knew somebody was going to do it. And I'm so glad that it ended in such a great way, as well as almost as great as it began. And we've gone almost 3 hours. And I'm so happy that this conversation ended well. So I'll play this one clip and then we'll end it out.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
Take care, be well, and have a great fucking night. And I
Keep your Bob Ross out of my mouth.
Keep
That's
your
all I
Bob
ask.
Ross. Keep my wife's Bob Ross out of your fucking mouth.
It's Harry.
Yes,
Really.
indeed, that curly-headed fuck. Take care. Take care. Be well. Have a great day.
Well, thanks to the lame ass security, I'm going home.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some oozing to do.
I'm going to get to that right now.